Chapter 736. Just as Xiaofan became an immortal and the world celebrated, the black planet inside Xiaofan's body suddenly broke open. This black planet was evolved from immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's lair and had been refined into Xiaofan's body. Ibdu. The surface of the black planet was the genius zone. Then, one level at a time, one level at a time. Now, only the core layer of the black planet, the fourth layer, had yet to be explored. However, in the entire universe, only Xiaofan had the right to explore the fourth layer. Because Xiaofan had inherited immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's legacy, he was the only lucky one to be favored. Master was right. Once I become an immortal, I'll have the right to enter the fourth layer of the treasure vault and inherit all of Master's wealth. Now, the fourth layer of the treasure vault has been opened for me. Xiaofan was stunned. Then, he thought of the piles of immortal artifacts and Dharma treasures in the fourth layer, the supreme Dharma treasures that ranked among the top in the immortal world, and the soul of the 100 Lives Blade Dao. Xiaofan's heart was burning with passion. Moreover, at this moment, the mysterious world inside the cracked black planet seemed to have formed a subtle connection with Xiaofan's divine soul. This connection was like a connection between flesh and blood. I can't care so much anymore. Now, immediately use my divine soul to enter the fourth layer of the treasure vault and see what's going on. Xiaofan could not resist the temptation of the fourth layer of the treasure vault at all. Baisher, protect me and protect my body. Now, I'm going to withdraw my divine soul and explore some things, Xiaofan immediately ordered. Yes, Master. Upon hearing that, Baisher and the other 100 powerful level 7 creatures from the alternate dimension surrounded Xiaofan meticulously. They surrounded Xiaofan meticulously. They guarded him closely. Meanwhile, Xiaofan sat cross-legged. It was as if he was taking a nap, but at the same time, he seemed to be comprehending something profound. The spectators around them did not even dare to breathe loudly. Uncle Mingchu, what is my father doing? Xiaohan's son, Xiaoan, asked curiously. This. Xiao Mingchu was speechless. Then, he patted Xiaoan's head lovingly and smiled gently. Xiaoan. Your father is doing something we don't understand. Now that your father is an immortal emperor with remarkable abilities, his every word and action cannot be guessed by ordinary people. Xiaoan nodded as if he didn't fully understand. Xiaoan, don't ask too many questions. Mo Qingtong pulled Xiaoan into her arms and stared unblinkingly at Xiaohan. The current Xiaohan. His soul was completely immersed in the black planet inside his body. His divine soul entered the crack on the black planet. The fourth level of Zhu Dao Immortal Emperor's treasure trove. As soon as they entered the fourth floor, Xiaohan was completely stunned. Vast. This fourth level completely released a concept that was as vast as the galaxy of the universe. It completely enveloped Xiaohan. They saw. The fourth floor was an empty space. Within this space, there were floating chains that resembled galaxies. It was ethereal and mysterious. Starry divine light flickered within these chains of stars. They looked like stars, but they weren't stars. Instead, they were celestial artifacts and magical treasures that flickered with a strange light. An attack-type magical treasure. A defensive magical treasure. A special magical treasure. An elixir. Materials. Celestial technique manuals. There was no end to it, and it had everything. However, these celestial artifacts and magical treasures floating within the chains of stars were not enough to move Xiaohan. Above the chains of stars, there were 4 blazing suns. Above the 4 blazing suns was a jade pendant. The jade pendant's texture was extremely soft. It was neither gold nor jade, but more like meat. There were some figures rolling on it. Xiaohan knew at a glance that these figures held sabers and slashed out saber skills, saber principles, saber aura, saber intent, saber soul. These were the 100 moves of the 100 Lives Saber Dao. The more Xiaofan looked at these 100 moves, the more he felt that they were fused into one move. Oh, I understand now. Within the 4 blazing suns, there are 4 supreme magical treasures, and that special jade pendant is the final legacy of the 100 Lives Saber Dao. It is also the core legacy. Refining this jade pendant into one's body will allow one to comprehend the final move of the 100 Lives Saber Dao. 100 lives return to 1. Xiaofan understood completely. Soon, Xiaofan saw an ancient-looking envelope beside the jade pendant. This envelope? Xiaofan hesitated for a moment, then he understood. Yes, that's right. Master once said that there was a secret in the 4th level of his treasure trove. Now, it looks like this letter contains Master's secret. After a pause, Xiaofan fell into deep thought. Master was the 5th-ranked celestial emperor in the celestial world, a high-grade celestial emperor. He was immortal and indestructible, but he perished in a realm of the mortal world. Master didn't die in the battle against the monster race, or even in the battle to seal the monster god. Why did he perish in a realm of the mortal world? Could it be that he was wronged? That's right, when I explored the first few floors of Master's treasure, I did sense some resentment from Master. Moreover, Baishur and the others also said that Master didn't have a good relationship with many celestial emperors in the celestial world. All these questions must be hidden in the letter. Good. Since I've inherited Master's legacy, I'll naturally obey Master's last words. Just as Xiaofan was lost in thought, Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's deep and desolate voice rang out. At this moment, Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's voice was filled with gratification and relief. Ha 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 ha, disciple, congratulations on entering the core level of Master's treasure. It's not easy. It's really not easy. Back then, when I died, I sealed all my treasures, wealth, and cultivation. I set up a few checkpoints, hoping that the future generation of heroes and geniuses would come and explore. On the surface, Master was unrestrained and wanted to play tricks on the world, but in fact, Master was choosing a successor. However, when I set up these checkpoints, Master knew that it was highly possible. No one could take Master's treasures. Explore to the end. Explore. After all, it was too harsh. To be honest, Master didn't have much hope. It's very likely that Master's wealth would be annihilated in the boundless universe. However, disciple, as a mortal, you stood proudly among the heroes and finally obtained Master's treasures. You passed through many checkpoints. He had displayed his stunning talent. Now, disciple, you've also become an immortal, and you're qualified to inherit everything from Master. Alright, my disciple, now you can refine any treasure on the 4th floor. Ha 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 ha, enjoy it. Thank you, Master. Xiaofan immediately said respectfully. Then, Xiaofan's eyes swept around, and his spirit seeped into many treasures. Soon, Xiaofan found that, for example, the fairy weapons and magic treasures floating in the galaxy chain, he could refine and control them with his mind. As for the 4 most powerful supreme fairy weapons, as well as the core inheritance of the 100 Lives Saber principle and the letter, Xiaofan needed to refine them with his blood. Few take it slowly, let's see first. When I return to the Wuxia region, I'll slowly refine these treasures in the Wuxia pagoda. Now is not the time to refine and control them. Xiaofan's spirit had entered the black planet inside his body, and his body was still in full view of everyone. Countless people in the immortal realm were watching Xiaofan. Among them were Xiaofan's own people, but there were also a large number of unrelated people. Xiaofan did not want to attract attention by refining and controlling the magic treasures at this time. Whoosh! Xiaofan's spirit swept over and directly scanned the 4 most powerful supreme fairy weapons. The light emitted by these 4 most powerful supreme fairy weapons was many times stronger than the scorching sun. The first magic treasure was a palm-sized cloth bag, which looked very ordinary. The grey cloth bag was engraved with some simple patterns and hieroglyphs. However, when Xiaofan's spirit seeped into it, he was completely lost. This cloth bag gave off the feeling that there was a universe hidden inside. Extremely brilliant law of space was contained in it. It was as if this cloth bag had become a world of its own. In the history of the immortal realm, the number one magic treasure, the Cosmos Bag, a top space magic treasure that can contain countless planets, including all directions, Xiaofan was amazed. Then, there was a saber. The Emperor Slayer Saber. It killed a mid-level immortal emperor like a gust of wind cutting grass. The Linglong Pagoda, a time immortal treasure. The Sky Demon Clone. After refining it, it was equivalent to having a powerful mid-level immortal emperor clone. Although Xiaofan was already an extremely calm person, when he looked at these magic treasures that belonged to him, he could not help but feel his heart palpitate. At the same time, outside, Xiaofan's body was sitting cross-legged, as if he was sleeping. His breathing was even. The 100-level, 7-dimensional lifeform surrounded Xiaofan in 3 layers, guarding him in a battle formation. The rest of the people stared at Xiaofan with their mouths agape. The scene was extremely quiet. On the other hand, at the intersection of the immortal realm and the demon realm, the cosmic origin energy floated. 3 high-level immortal emperors. At this moment, the 3 high-level immortal emperors were already standing. Their expressions were extremely solemn. Immortal chi was boiling all over their bodies. After that kid Xiaofan became an immortal emperor, his spirit immediately retracted. If I'm not wrong, there's an inner world inside Xiaofan's body. His spirit is entering the inner world. Ha 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 ha. I know. I know too. Now that Xiaofan has become an immortal, he must have opened the core level of the Invincible Blade's treasure. In other words, the Invincible Blade's lair has been refined into Xiaofan's body, forming an inner world. Now that Xiaofan's spirit has retracted, his spirit must have entered the inner world. After waiting for so long, this day has finally come. Ha ha ha. The Invincible Blade's most precious supreme fairy treasure has appeared. Ha ha ha. Heaven Earth Pouch. Emperor Slayer Saber. The Linglong Pagoda. The Heavenly Demon Clone. Among them, the Heaven Earth Pouch is the number one spatial immortal treasure in the immortal realm. The Linglong Pagoda is the number one immortal treasure in the immortal realm. The Heavenly Demon Clone can nurture a mid-level immortal emperor outer-body clone. However, this outer-body clone can also cultivate, and its cultivation speed is not slow. As long as it cultivates in the cosmic origin energy, the Heavenly Demon Clone can also evolve into a high-level immortal emperor. Among the 4 treasures, only the Monarch Beheading Saber has the smallest potential. However, the Monarch Beheading Saber can kill a mid-tier celestial emperor instantly. Its attack power is equivalent to the attack of a high-tier celestial emperor. Alright. Let's cut to the chase. We'll immediately send a telepathic message through divine will. Subdue Xiaofan. In the barren area of the immortal realm. In Xiaofan's realm. In Xiaofan's realm. In front of countless immortals. One after another, they rushed to Xiaofan's realm to attend the ceremony of Xiaofan becoming an emperor. Everyone was silent and respectful. Suddenly. Boom! 3 supreme Daos. Controlling everything. Dominating the 8 desolates. The will that swept across the universe directly shrouded over. Enveloping the barren area of the immortal realm. It completely enveloped Xiaofan's plane. The tyrannical pressure of a sovereign descending upon the world filled the void. This pressure directly intimidated all living beings in Xiaofan's realm, causing their chi, blood, and souls to tremble. A kind of submission and cowardice welled up. Just like a good show, the ants were intimidated by the giant eagle that was laughing proudly in the sky. In Xiaofan's realm. Be it mortals or immortals, even immortal emperors, they were all stunned. Even the powerful level 7 alternate dimension life form like Baisher was completely stunned. Ha 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 ha, mortal realm. Xiaofan. Ha 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 ha, the three supreme and invincible voices let out laughter. His laughter was calm and carefree, as if everything was under his control. Gao Gao, high-level celestial emperor, it's the will of a high-level celestial emperor. Immediately, some of the celestial emperors who came to Xiaofan's plane to watch the ceremony let out dreamy voices. His voice was filled with extreme fear. High-tier immortal emperors are able to dominate the world. With just a single strand of their will, they are able to shatter everything in their path. Baisher and the others were shocked at first, then they exchanged glances with each other. The next moment, Xiao, Crow, Mo Qingtong, Xiaoan, and the others who stood near Xiaofan's family, as well as the mortals from Xiaofan's plane, were all summoned by Baisher and the others to protect them. Everyone, don't panic, Baisher forced himself to calm down. However, Baisher was also very anxious. One must know that a high-level immortal emperor was the most terrifying existence in the immortal world. After the demon god was sealed and fell to the ground, it could be said that the master of this world was a high-level immortal emperor. Now, there were 3 high-level immortal emperors controlling Xiaofan's plane with their will. This was almost impossible to resist. Even if 100 level 7 creatures from an alternate dimension joined forces, they would not be able to resist 3 high-level immortal emperors. Moreover, the high-level immortal emperors must have a heaven-defying celestial artifact in their hands. At this time, one of the 3 high-level immortal emperors continued to speak. Xiaofan, as a mortal, you are indeed heaven-defying. Since you came to the immortal world, we are very clear about the numerous crimes you have committed. You uprooted and completely destroyed the first heaven society, killed countless immortals, and even killed a large number of immortal emperors. Humph. Although we did not intervene in this matter, don't even think about hiding it from us. Your every move can't escape our eyes. The voice was full of reproach. With a single thought, the weather changed. Xiaofan's plane turned cold and frigid. Heavy snowflakes fell from the sky. In an instant, some of the weak mortals who had never practiced martial arts in Xiaofan's plane were frozen to death. Xiaofan, you have some things that you should not have. Now, hand them over, then kneel in front of us and repent. Repent for the crimes you have committed. This way, we might forgive you. Alright, in this plane, those who are not involved, all get out of this desolate area of the immortal world. Xiaofan, your bones are very strong. I guess you will not give in immediately, but we will put more pressure on you. We will let you know that a firefly cannot compete with the sun and the moon. As soon as the words were spoken, boom. A giant hand that covered the sky appeared directly above Xiaofan's plane. This giant hand was jade in color and had a soft luster like meat. One could clearly see the palm lines, meridians, and blood vessels. The sky-covering hand exuded the power of creation. Yes, creation. To create, it meant that one had to first destroy. The hand slowly pressed down on Xiaofan's plane. The heavens collapsed. Space was destroyed. Time stopped. Stars were dismembered. All life was powerless to resist. However, there were some gaps between the 5 fingers of the hand, representing a chance of survival. However, these gaps were slowly closing. Run for your lives. A calamity is upon us. Advanced immortal emperors are invincible in the immortal world and can sweep through all 3,000 great realms. In an instant, the immortals who had come to Xiaofan's plane to observe the ceremony all flew up and escaped through the gaps between the fingers of the jade hand. As for the mortals of Xiaofan's plane, Crow, and the other immortals, and the beings from the alternate dimensions, they defended the plane with all their might. However, the power of 3 advanced immortal emperors was too terrifying. Now, the entire plane felt like it was on the verge of shattering. Release your energy. Resist. Bai Shi roared and released all the power in his body, forming a light screen that covered the plane. Next, 99 Shi and the others also released their own power, forming light screens that covered the plane. 100 layers of light screens stacked together. Childish. It's no use. The giant hand continued pressing down. Pft. 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 Some bubbles exploded on the light screen. At this time, Xiaofan's divine soul also left the fourth layer of the Ju Dao Immortal Emperor's treasure. Xiaofan opened his eyes and stood up. Master, bad news. 3 advanced Immortal Emperors are attacking. Bai Shi and the others immediately shouted when they saw Xiaofan waking up. Master, we can only buy some time. We can't fight against these 3 powerful beings. Humph. Xiaofan's gaze was cold. Previously, I felt that I was being watched. It turns out that these high-level celestial emperors have been watching me in the dark all this while. Now that they know that I opened Master's treasure, they no longer hold back and are pressuring me directly. Xiaofan, hand over those things, kneel, repent, and beg us to forgive your sins. A solemn voice came from beyond the 9 heavens. To be continued. Chapter 737. Xiaofan finally realized that the ones spying on him were the high-rank Immortal Emperors in hiding. These few high-level Immortal Emperors were really able to endure very well. They didn't make their move until Xiaofan opened the 4th layer of Immortal Emperor Ju Dao's treasure. Once they made their move, it was with the force of a thunderbolt. They didn't hold back at all. The giant hand that blotted out the sky slowly pressed down on Xiaofan's plane with the divine sense of 3 high-rank Immortal Emperors. Now, in Xiaofan's mortal plane, many immortals from all over the immortal world had fled for their lives, afraid of being caught in the crossfire. Ibdu. In Xiaofan's plane, the only people left were his own people. The pressure of a high-rank Immortal Emperor. The sky darkened. The sun and moon dimmed. The doomsday calamity descended. Master. We can't resist it. Bai Shi and the others mobilized all the energy in their bodies to form a barrier that protected the entire plane. Zhetian raised his hand and slowly pressed down. The space and time in the entire barren area of the world of immortals were destroyed. Traces of destruction and evaporation could be seen everywhere. Only Xiaofan's plane could temporarily protect itself because of the 100 layers of barriers. However, as time passed, the barriers would still be worn away. Moreover, the current situation was that they could only defend. They couldn't fight back. Once they did, the 3 Immortal Emperors would be able to kill Bai Shi like an ant. The difference was too great. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to describe it as the difference between heaven and earth. Mid-rank Immortal Emperors and high-rank Immortal Emperors were only 1 level apart. However, since time immemorial, only a few high-rank Immortal Emperors had been born in the entire world of immortals. It wasn't just the difference in strength, but also the difference in state of mind, comprehension, and compatibility with the universe. It was as if a higher rank could crush someone to death. Xiaofan naturally knew the current situation. Danger was piling up. Even though Xiaofan had already become an immortal and was now a low-grade Immortal Emperor, he was still helpless against 3 high-grade Immortal Emperors. Master. This is bad. The space around our plane has been sealed, and time has stopped flowing. We can't escape now. We can only be suppressed. Bai Shi roared. Forget it. Master, I'll lead the 99 generations and the others to charge forward and fight against these high-rank Immortal Emperors. We'll carve out a path of blood with our lives and send Master and your family out. Master. Let's charge, said the 100-level, 7-dimensional beings. All of them hissed and roared. His blood was boiling. All of them contained the will to die. That's right. There were 100 cultivators comparable to middle-grade celestial monarchs. If they were willing to sacrifice themselves and charge forward to interfere with the giant hand, they might be able to fight for a chance of survival for Xiaofan. However, the price was too heavy. Even if Xiaofan managed to escape, he would lose his greatest trump card. Moreover, Xiaofan had always been kind to his own people. He absolutely could not bear to see his own people sacrifice themselves. Wait! Xiaofan let out a heart-wrenching scream. His eyes were bloodshot and his entire body was trembling. He clenched his teeth and looked up at the sky, at the gigantic hand that was pressing down on him. He said viciously, "You're right, Xiaofan. Pressure. This is using force to oppress others. There's no logic to it. They want me, Xiaofan, to hand over the treasures left behind by my master, and they want to brainwash me and control me. However, I, Xiaofan, will not yield. I will not yield." Xiaofan's mind flashed as he racked his brains to come up with a plan. "By sure. Don't act rashly. Let me think." Bai Shi and the others fell silent. However, they were all ready to take action. As soon as Xiaofan gave the order, they would protect Xiaofan with their lives. Of course, it did not mean that Bai Shi and the others would be able to save Xiaofan by sacrificing themselves. It was also possible that it would be useless and they would die in vain. As for Xiaofan, in the time it takes for a spark to fly off a flint, countless thoughts flashed through his mind. One should know that Xiaofan's divine soul and mental strength were extremely powerful. Therefore, thousands of thoughts could appear in his mind in a split second. However, in the current situation, many ideas and strategies were directly eliminated by Xiaofan. In the end, Xiaofan sat down cross-legged and used his saber intent to cut off the negative emotions in his mind so that he would not have any distracting thoughts. Everyone looked at Xiaofan. In such a desperate situation, everyone in this plane was strangely confident in Xiaofan. Even Xiaofan was extremely strong and did not give in or cry. "What should I do? I'm trapped now, and I can't fight back or escape. I don't have much time left. Currently, my greatest trump card is the 100 level, 7 alternate dimension lifeforms. However, that's not enough to fight against 3 high-level celestial emperors. My own combat strength is still too weak." Duanling Tian thought to himself. In fact, Xiaofan still had another trump card, and that was the spirit of the monster god in his heart. In this kind of situation, the demon god's soul began to emit enticing sounds. Within Xiaofan's divine will, the demon god's voice constantly transmitted over, wanting Xiaofan to completely relax his heart and soul, to no longer have any defenses. In this way, the demon god would bestow some power upon Xiaofan. However, Xiaofan forcefully used his saber intent to completely destroy the monster god's enticing and decadent sounds. One should know that the monster god was an incomparably evil existence that ruled over all realms. Once he let go of his divine sense and did not resist, he might very well be possessed. Trump card. Do I still have any trump cards? Right at this moment. A ray of light suddenly flashed in Xiaofan's mind. Wait. I still have a trump card. The treasure that master gave me. In Xiaofan's inner world, on the Black Planet, on the 4th floor of Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's treasure, there were many immortal weapons and treasures, as well as 4 supreme and invincible treasures. There was also the core inheritance of the 100 Lives Saber Dao and a letter. Under such circumstances, Xiaofan suddenly had an idea. Among these treasures, there was one. It seemed to be able to help Xiaofan. Yes. There was an artifact. It might even be able to help Xiaofan and all the living beings in this realm escape this calamity. That was a Qiankuan pouch. The number 1 spatial immortal weapon in the celestial realm. It could store the boundless world. Good. The Qiankuan bag. I will refine the Qianquan bag and store the entire realm in it. Let's see if these high-level immortal emperors can break the Qianquan bag. If they can really break it, then it will be the heavens that want to destroy me. If they can't break it, I can hide in the Qianquan bag with all the living beings in this realm for a period of time. Although I might be controlled by the 3 high-level immortal emperors after entering the Qianquan bag, they could bring the Qianquan bag with them and slowly torture me. But at least it's better than being killed by them immediately, right? In a flash, Xiaofan had already made up his mind. He would try to refine the Qianquan bag. Try his luck and see if he could escape with his life. After making up his mind, with life and death on the line, Xiaofan did not waste any more time and directly said to Baisher. Baisher, do your best to protect the light screen and try to buy as much time as possible. Remember, do not take the initiative to attack. Now, I have thought of a way to gamble. But I need time. Yes, master. After giving his instructions, Xiaofan gave his wife and son a faint smile. Then, he closed his eyes and sent his divine soul into the black planet in his body. At this moment, the gigantic hand that blotted out the sky was approaching them inch by inch. It was about to touch the defensive barrier that Baisher and the others had erected. The entire realm was in a precarious situation. Baisher and the other 100 7 beings in the alternate dimension guarded their divine souls tightly. They focused on supplying energy to maintain the energy barrier. Mocking and mocking laughter rang out in the void, and as expected, you're putting up a stubborn resistance. However, it's useless, you actually have so many experts comparable to middle-stage immortal emperors under you. However, compared to us, middle-stage immortal emperors are far too inferior, on the 4th floor of the Celestial Emperor's treasure. At this moment, Xiaofan's divine soul carried a drop of his heart's blood as it charged toward one of the 4 suns. The Qianquan bag. Puff! The scorching hot blood directly entered the Qianquan bag. Xiaofan's divine soul was also wrapped in the Qianquan bag. Puff puff puff, the Qianquan bag emitted a sound that sounded like it was breathing. It was like a baby that had just woken up. The golden light emitted by the Qianquan bag began to converge and enter Xiaofan's divine soul inch by inch. It formed a little connection with Xiaofan. And this connection gradually increased. I've started refining this Qianquan bag. Faster! Faster! Xiaofan screamed madly in his heart. His divine soul tightly wrapped around the Qianquan bag. Outside Xiaofan's inner world. Finally. Rumble. Toppling mountains and overturning seas. Galloping horses. Piercing through nothingness. Shattering all directions. The gigantic hand that blotted out the sky finally pressed down on the defensive barrier outside Xiaofan's realm. The defensive barrier was supported by the energy released by Baisher and the other 100 7 beings in the alternate dimension. Puff! With this press, a huge palm depression appeared on the defensive barrier. Ha 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 ha, how childish. A defensive barrier formed by all the energy can only hold on for 15 minutes. You're like a mantis trying to stop a chariot. Very interesting. When this defensive barrier breaks, you bunch of ants will be exhausted. At that time, I'll slowly torture you. The voices of the 3 high-level immortal emperors were the voices that had complete control over everything. As for Baisher and the others, they were having a hard time. Hold on. Master seems to be planning something. Hold on. Baisher gritted his teeth and roared. All the energy in his body was released. His face turned deathly pale. At this time, the 3 high-level immortal emperors were still mocking him. Not bad, actually not bad at all. To be able to hold on for 15 minutes is already something to be proud of. When you go to the Yellow Springs, you can show off. Ha ha ha, Xiaofan's inner world. Currently, Xiaofan was refining the Qianquan bag with all his might. Fortunately, Xiaofan was now an immortal emperor. Therefore, it was slightly easier to refine. If Xiaofan was just an ordinary perfected immortal, he would need to simmer it slowly and carefully refine it. That would take a lot of time. Refine. Control. Hurry. Although Xiaofan's divine soul was refining the Qianquan bag, he was aware of what was happening outside. He knew that the situation was getting more and more dangerous. Heart blood. Pfft. Xiaofan squeezed out another drop of blood from his heart and sprayed it on the Qianquan bag. Moreover, at the moment of life and death, Xiaofan's life potential was stimulated limitlessly. The golden light released by the Qianquan bag entered Xiaofan's divine soul like a tidal wave. As a result, the connection between Xiaofan and the Qianquan bag became stronger and stronger. Outside Xiaofan's inner world, time passed by the minutes and seconds. The giant hand that the three high-level immortal emperors had unleashed was like a giant millstone that continuously whittled away the defensive barrier that Baisher and the others had created. Now, the defensive barrier was getting thinner and thinner. As it was squeezed, there was a series of explosions that sounded like the sound of wood cracking. Roar! Hold on! Baisher and the others roared at the top of their lungs. Each of them was like a lamp that had run out of oil. At this time, Wuyu, Xiaomingchu, and all the mortals in this plane were sitting cross-legged and praying in unison. Their voices contained hope, survival, and faith. Some mortals even began to sing the unique songs of this plane. At this moment, pfft, a small hole was finally pierced through the defensive light barrier. A violent hurricane immediately burst in and destroyed many of the mountain ranges in this plane. Is this really the end? The eyes of Wu Yu and the others began to turn gloomy. At this time, Baisher and the others exchanged glances. Forget it, the defensive barrier has been pierced. In the end, it has been pierced. Let's charge forward and self-destruct to buy the last bit of time for Master. Ants, surrender now, the three high-rank immortal emperors let out a deep voice that seemed to dictate everything. Xiaofan's inner world. The fourth floor of the immortal emperor's treasure vault. Finally. Success. Boom. Endless golden light surged into Xiaofan's body. Then, the cosmos sac floated next to Xiaofan's body. At this moment, Xiaofan and the cosmos sac established a connection of flesh and blood, completely inseparable. Moreover, all the functions of the cosmos sac were perfectly under Xiaofan's control. There's no time to lose. Collect. Xiaofan's mind moved slightly. The mouth of the cosmos sac burst out with millions of golden lights. Within it, the images of the sun, the moon, the mountains, the rivers, the country, the universe, and the stars appeared. At the same time, the light barrier that Baisher and the others had summoned was completely worn out. Not a single drop was left. It's over, ants. Now, accept your punishment, however, at this moment. Pfft. Disappeared. Yes, disappeared. Everything had disappeared. Baisher and the other beings in the alternate dimension disappeared. Wu Yu and the others who had become immortals disappeared. Xiaofan's wife and son disappeared. Everyone on the plane had disappeared. Wu, to be precise, the entire plane had disappeared. There was nothing left. What? A cry of utter disbelief came from the void. It was as if Xiaofan's plane had never existed in the first place. In the place where the original plane was, there was nothing but nothingness. Only, a small pocket. To be continued. Chapter 738. Just as the attack of the three immortal emperors completely obliterated the defensive barrier formed by Baisher and the other 100 beings from the alternate dimensions and was about to threaten Xiaofan's plane of existence, Xiaofan finally succeeded in refining the cosmos pouch. With a thought, the entire plane of existence entered the cosmos pouch. The number one spatial immortal artifact in the immortal world. An object created by heaven and earth. At this moment, Huff, Bai Shi and the other 100 beings from the alternate dimensions were all lying on the ground, panting. All of them were extremely weak. Resisting the attack of the 3 high-rank immortal emperors and risking their lives to buy time for Xiaofan had completely drained the energy of Bai Shi and the others. They were out of energy. They didn't even have the strength to stand up. Wu Li, Mo Qingtong, and the others were stunned. They looked left and right to observe their surroundings. "Mother, it seems like we've arrived at another space," Xiaofan said in a low voice as he held Mo Qingtong's hand tightly. Indeed, everyone in the plane of existence could clearly feel that they had arrived at another world. Another space. It seemed like they had left the barren area of the immortal world. The sky was still azure, the air was fragrant, and the sun was still shining in the sky. However, all of this seemed to be very different from the environment of the immortal world. It was hard to tell what exactly the difference was. At this time, Xiaofan opened his eyes and stood up. "It's done. We're out of danger for now. Master." Bai Shi and the others immediately looked at Xiaofan. The others also looked at Xiaofan in confusion. Xiaofan shook his head with a wry smile. "It was really dangerous just now. I was only a hair's breadth away from death. Although I've been so close to death countless times in my life. This time, it was the most terrifying, 3 high-rank immortal emperors. I still feel a lingering fear when I think about it." Xiaofan murmured. Soon, his expression turned vicious, and every word he uttered was heart-wrenching. "I'll definitely get back at them." After a pause, Xiaofan calmed himself down. "Here. This is the inside of the cosmos pouch." Hiss. The cosmos pouch. Bai Shi, Wu Li, and the others gasped. They all knew. The cosmos sack was the number one magic treasure in the immortal world. What kind of concept was the number one Dharma treasure? That was the one and only in the world. Above everything else. Even those few high-tier immortal emperors did not have such a magic treasure. Very quickly, Xiaofan began to explain. This cosmos sack is a space-type celestial artifact, and it contains a world of its own. Look, the area we are in now has a sky, a sun, and a moon. It's like an independent universe. This universe also has air, spiritual energy, and immortal energy. And it's boundless. No, not boundless, but it's at least a third of the immortal world. Equivalent to 3 people sharing an immortal world? Yes, a third of the immortal world can be stored in a cosmos sack. In comparison, our plane is like a sesame seed or a mung bean. Putting it into a cosmos sack is a piece of cake. Moreover, the universe in the cosmos sack was like spring all year round, and there were no natural disasters. Our cultivation here is also very harmonious. The only thing he had to worry about was the lack of food. But it doesn't matter. Our plane can farm and fish. It's self-sufficient. We can survive for 10,000 years without falling. Xiaofan nodded repeatedly. Of course, those few high-tier immortal emperors will definitely seize the cosmos sack and try their best to break the restrictions on the surface of the cosmos sack. The potential threat is also great. Xiaofan frowned. Yes, if the 3 high-tier immortal emperors destroyed the cosmos sack, then Xiaofan and the living beings of his plane would have no choice but to surrender. Master, the cosmos sack is the number one immortal artifact. I'm afraid it won't be easy for the 3 immortal emperors to destroy it, right? Bai Shi licked his lips. We're in a passive position right now anyway. Alright, from today onwards, everyone in this plane will cultivate in seclusion. Cultivate in seclusion. Xiaofan said sternly. Bai Shi, you guys need to cultivate too. As for me, I need to cultivate too. If our combat strength improves by leaps and bounds, then we won't be in such a sorry state when the cosmos sack is destroyed. At that moment, star river chains appeared in the sky. Countless immortal artifacts, mystical treasures, medicinal pills, and secret manuals were floating within them. There were also 3 blazing suns that contained the 3 paragon mystical treasures, the Monarch Slayer Saber, the Linglong Pagoda, the Heavenly Demon Tribe's clone. There was also an inheritance jade plate and a letter. Listen, if you want to cultivate now, there are endless resources. The mystical treasures, medicinal pills, and secret manuals floating within the Star River chains can be obtained according to your needs and used for cultivation. Xiaofan said loudly. Yes, Master. Baisher and the others answered. Meanwhile, Wuli, Xiao Mingchu, and the others focused their attention on the mystical treasures and medicinal pills within the Star River chains. Soon, they began to discuss among themselves. Some of the medicinal pills seem to be very suitable for our cultivation. They can help us break through the barriers in our cultivation and reach the next level. Yes, I saw some immortal arts and secret manuals that are more suitable for me to cultivate. Once you cultivate it, your attack power will increase greatly. Let's cultivate hard as well. I hope we can help Xiaohan in the future. In short, even if we don't become a burden to Xiaohan, it would still be good if we don't become a burden. We should also work hard to cultivate. Soon, news of the situation in the plain spread. The huge hidden worry seemed to have stimulated the potential of all the martial artists in the plain. Everyone was motivated to cultivate. After comforting his wife and son, Xiaohan's eyes flickered. I'm going to start training immediately. There is no time to lose. With a single thought, Xiaohan determined his cultivation path. First, fuse the final move of the 100 lifetime Saber Dao and reach the ultimate state of 100 lifetimes return to 1. The second was to refine a few supreme treasures. 3. Cultivating demonic techniques. You should know. Xiaohan had hoarded countless immortal corpses. Among them were the corpses of low-grade immortal monarchs and mid-grade immortal monarchs. If these corpses were to be fed to the monarch beast palm, the power of the left arm would skyrocket. After some research, Xiaohan decided to first hoard the corpses of immortals and immortal emperors. He would refine them all first. Forget it. I'll enter the Wuxia pagoda and refine the immortal corpses. Xiaohan made up his mind. However, before entering the Wuxia pagoda, Xiaohan had an idea. Why don't I control the Linglong pagoda first? Cultivating in the Linglong pagoda will yield twice the result with half the effort. Yes, among the 4 supreme treasures. The Qianquan bag was a spatial immortal artifact. The Linglong pagoda was a time immortal artifact. The Linglong pagoda. It was a time immortal artifact. The Linglong pagoda had 4 floors. The first floor had 10 days inside and 1 day outside, the second floor had 100 days inside and 1 day outside, the third floor had 1,000 days inside and 1 day outside, the fourth floor had 10,000 days inside and 1 day outside. To enter the first floor, all immortals could enter the first floor of the Linglong pagoda. The second floor required a level 7 true immortal, the third floor required a level 8 true immortal, and the fourth floor required a level 9 true immortal. Now that Xiaohan was an immortal emperor, he could enter the fourth floor of the Linglong pagoda. The time ratio was 10,000 days inside and 1 day outside. Cultivating in this place was truly blessed by the heavens. It could buy Xiaohan precious time. I will refine the Linglong pagoda. Then, everyone can enter the pagoda to cultivate. Xiaohan said loudly. At this moment, outside, Xiaohan's plane had disappeared. Only a small cloth bag was left floating in the void. The 3 high-level immortal emperors' divine wills were stunned. They had broken the defensive shield and were about to capture Xiaohan and the others. However, in the end, it was all for naught. The duck that was in their hands had flown away. In such a huge plain, there were countless mortals, but only a cloth bag was left. Silence. The atmosphere was extremely strange. After dozens of breaths, it's the Qianquan bag. It must be the Qianquan bag, this Xiaofan. It seems that he has already obtained all the treasures of the invincible saber. He refined the Qianquan bag and hid inside. Yes, the Qianquan bag is the #1 spatial immortal artifact. It is a piece of cake to store a plane. What should we do? What should we do now? It's nothing. Let's bring the Qianquan bag back. With our abilities, we will be able to break it. In the next moment, the Qianquan bag was swept away by the 3 high-level immortal emperors' divine wills. At the border between the demon realm and the immortal realm. The place where the 3 high-level immortal emperors resided. At this moment, 3 imposing figures were sitting cross-legged. In the middle of them was the Qianquan bag. We have studied it for 3 days. This cosmos sack is indeed very profound. It's impossible for us to open it without damaging it. In these 3 days, the 3 high-level immortal emperors tried their best but could not think of a way to open the Qianquan bag without damaging it. The restriction on the Qianquan bag is connected to the whole Qianquan bag. To open the Qianquan bag, we can only refine the restriction by force and break the Qianquan bag. The 3 high-level immortal emperors exchanged glances. After dozens of breaths, weighing the pros and cons, it is true that it would be a waste to destroy this Qianquan bag. However, this is the only way. Otherwise, there is nothing we can do about it. It doesn't matter if we destroy a Qianquan bag. At least we can get the Linglong Pagoda, the Monarch Slayer Saber, and the Heavenly Demon Clone. Furthermore, that Xiaofan must have some secrets. Otherwise, it would be impossible for him to be so heaven-defying. Not only did he not fall into a disadvantageous position when fighting against Celestials, but he even won time and time again. We must capture Xiaofan and investigate this matter. Forget it, let's do it. Although this Qianquan bag is broken, we can still obtain some rare and precious materials. It's not like we have nothing to gain. Refine it. Let's work together to refine this Qianquan bag. Humph. If we work together to refine this Qianquan bag, we can succeed in an instant. Xiaofan, you little thief, you are cunning. Later, when we break the Qianquan bag and capture him, we will teach him a lesson. If he did not hide in the Qianquan bag, we would not have destroyed the #1 immortal artifact. Now, the 3 high-level immortal emperors were full of resentment. It was because of Xiaofan that they had lost their most brilliant immortal artifact. Boom boom boom, 3 balls of light burst out from the bodies of the 3 high-level immortal emperors. Accompanied by a dragon and a tiger, they shrouded the Qianquan bag. Splat! Splat! Refine! Forcibly refine! The 3 balls of light contained endless runes, beasts, and deities, and they emitted a golden radiance. The golden radiance was more than 100 times hotter than the sun. These 3 balls of light could refine a mid-level immortal emperor in less than a breath's time. They could even refine a high-level immortal emperor slowly. The Qianquan bag floated quietly like a dry stone, allowing the 3 balls of light to tear, burn, and twist it. Refine. To be continued. Chapter 739. The 3 high-level celestial emperors finally decided to destroy the #1 celestial artifact in the celestial world at all costs. Capture Xiaofan. At this moment, the 3 balls of light had already wrapped around the cosmos sack and were refining it frantically. However, several hundred breaths later, the cosmos sack still didn't budge an inch. Moreover, its surface still had that simple and unadorned luster, and there wasn't the slightest change. In other words, the 3 high-rank celestial emperors had been calcining and refining it for several hundred breaths of time, yet they hadn't managed to break the surface of the cosmos sac. The materials of this cosmos sac are too special. Each of us released 50% of our immortal power, yet we were unable to refine or destroy it. As expected of the number one in the celestial world. Forget it, use your full strength. It turned out that in this round of refinement, the 3 high-level immortal emperors had only taken out half of their energy. Right now, he had no choice but to go all out. Roar! 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 3 muffled roars rang out. Like the roar of a heavenly dragon. Like a thunderbolt. It was as if heaven was enraged. The 3 immortal emperors used their immortal powers again. Hong, the 3 balls of light became even hotter and more powerful. The birth and destruction of all living beings, the destruction of the stars, the rise of the sun and moon, the creation of the primal chaos, all of them appeared one after another. Full power. Explode. Completely erupting. Humph. With our current immortal energy, we can even trap a demon god, refine a high-grade immortal emperor to death, and refine the body of a high-grade immortal emperor into immortal water. I don't believe that we can't do anything to this cosmos sac. The burning of 100% immortal power. As expected. Under the crazy burning of the 100% celestial force, the Qianquan bag also started to loosen. However, this loosening. It was extremely light. Half an hour passed. The light emitted by the 3 high-rank immortal emperors started to weaken and their faces started to turn pale. It was obvious that exerting their full strength had caused them to feel a little exhausted. That's right, 100% of my immortal force was released and it lasted for more than an hour. There were indeed some losses. Finally, the 3 high-level immortal emperors returned to the glimmering light immortal. Then, they exchanged glances and looked at each other. There was silence for a long time. After an unknown period of time, we've gathered all our strength to refine this universe bag. Indeed, our immortal energy is nibbling away at the restrictions of this universe bag inch by inch. But, it's too slow, really too slow. Indeed. If we continue to refine it like this, it'll take at least half a year to completely destroy the cosmos sac. Let's not talk about how long it'll take, the main problem is that our immortal energy will be greatly depleted. This is half a year's worth of consumption. Although we won't run out of energy, we will need a long time to recover after half a year. During this recovery period, our strength will even drop to the level of a middle-stage immortal emperor. If the monster race invades during this period of time, I'm afraid we won't be able to defend against them. Thus, spending half a year to refine this cosmos sac with all our strength doesn't seem to be worth it. Thinking of this, the 3 high-level celestial emperors fell into deep thought. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, one of the high-level celestial emperors finally spoke. In my opinion, why don't we put this cosmos sac in an area with extremely violent energy and use the energy to wear away the restrictions on the cosmos sac? Then, when the cosmos sac is about to be destroyed, we can take it back and refine it instantly. That's true. The other 2 high-level celestial emperors nodded in agreement. However, where should we put this cosmos sac? Let's think about where the energy in the immortal realm is the most violent. Heavenly Dragon Mountain, Ghastly Wind Canyon, Clear River Ridge, Perilous Volcano. The 3 celestial emperors all named a few places with extremely violent energy flows in the immortal realm. However, after naming dozens of places, they all shook their heads in the end. No, although these places are the places with the most violent energy in the immortal realm, it's not enough to wear away the restrictions on the cosmos sac. The scene fell silent again. Soon, Demon God River. The 3 high-level celestial emperors named a place at the same time. Demon God River. Demon God River is in the demon realm. Legend has it that the ancient demon gods were born from this demon river. Of course, this is only a legend. However, the chaotic energy flows in the Demon God River are extremely terrifying. Even high-level celestial emperors would find it hard to resist if they fell into the Demon God River, and would slowly die. On one hand, the entire demon race views the Demon God River as a forbidden area, and doesn't dare to enter its perimeter. On the other hand, even the demon race can't control the violent energy flows in the Demon God River. Once, a few celestial emperors with terrifying bodies tried to enter the Demon God River to absorb the energy, but ended up dying. Right. With our strength, we can throw the cosmos sack into the Demon God River without anyone noticing. Then, we can monitor the cosmos sack with our divine will. Once the restrictions on the surface of the cosmos sack are worn away, we can retrieve the cosmos sack without anyone noticing. Good. Let's first name it Demon God River. Let's think about the key points carefully. We can't let anything go wrong. The three high-level celestial emperors racked their brains. Finally, they came to a decision: this plan is feasible. Firstly, after the demon god perished, the entire demon realm became dispirited and listless, and the internal strife became extremely serious. With our abilities, it would be extremely easy for us to silently throw the cosmos sack into the Demon God River. Secondly, as long as we attach a strand of divine sense to the cosmos sack, even if it's thousands of miles away, every movement of the cosmos sack will be under our perfect control. In the current demon realm, there isn't a single great demon that can refine the aura of our consciousness that we have attached to the cosmos sack. Third, the demon race's origin energy in the Demon God River will definitely be able to refine the restrictions on the cosmos sack. And it won't take too long. Fourth, the energy of the Demon God River. When we refine the Qianquan bag, there will be some wear and tear. If we finish refining the Qianquan bag, the violent energy of the Demon God River will also be exhausted. This is killing two birds with one stone for us. Alright. The three of us will join forces and use our spiritual wills. Wrap the Qianquan bag and throw it directly into the Demon God River. After coming to a decision, without further ado, the three high-rank immortal emperors attached a strand of divine sense to the cosmos sack. Then, go fall into the demon realm, Demon God River. The three high-rank immortal emperors not only attached their divine sense to the cosmos sack, but they also used some immortal arts. Instantly, the cosmos sack became almost transparent. There was no trace of it. Whoosh! The cosmos sack turned into a gust of wind and flew far away. From now on, carefully sense the cosmos sack. Carrying the cosmos sack, the gust of wind flew out of the immortal world's region at a speed faster than light. Entering the demon realm. The demon realm. It exuded an evil, bloodthirsty, cold, and cruel aura. It was unknown how many times more evil and terrifying the demonic aura was compared to the demonic aura in the mortal world. If a mortal hero came to the demon realm, he wouldn't need to do anything. His mind would go crazy and he would be possessed by the devil, the demon Tao. The entire demon realm presented an extremely beautiful luster. This beautiful luster signified danger. In the demon realm, cities were built one after another. Within them, countless demon clan members were howling, wailing, and hysterical. Occasionally, there would be a violent and powerful demonic aura soaring into the sky, shocking the surroundings. It was obvious that this was the aura of an extremely powerful demon emperor. The demon emperors nurtured in the demon realm were existences on par with the immortal emperors in the immortal realm. They were completely different from the so-called demon emperors in the mortal world. According to legend, in the demon realm, some demon emperors were as huge as mountains, and some were even comparable to planets. However, when the nearly transparent cosmos sack crossed the demon realm, it didn't attract any demon clan's attention. Several hours later, the Qianquan bag flew toward a forbidden land. In this forbidden area, there were no cities, no demon clan, and not even a single demon plant. It was dead silent. Empty. In the center of the forbidden area, there was a river. A red river. Like fresh blood. No, it was demon blood. In this river, countless vengeful spirits were steaming, twisting into all sorts of strange and terrifying faces and diagrams. Moreover, the river contained energy that could destroy everything. This energy had the characteristics of the demon clan's source energy. Demon God River. Legend had it that all the beasts in the heavens and earth were born from this river. However, in the current beast world, even the beast monarchs did not dare to get close to the beast river, not to mention absorbing the energy from it. Pooh! With a soft sound, the cosmos sack fell directly into the river. Gudong 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 gudong. After the cosmos sack fell into the demon river, it immediately sank and sank. When the cosmos sack sank to the bottom of the river, a powerful tearing force suddenly emerged from the river, wrapping around the cosmos sack and attacking it. Distort. Devour. Rip. It was as if it wanted to destroy the cosmos sack with brute force. The energy that erupted from the demon god river was many times more violent than the energy of the 3 high-level celestial emperors. However, this energy was too evil, and there was no pattern to it, making it impossible for anyone to guide and use this energy. The restrictions on the surface of the cosmos sack began to loosen, emitting cracking sounds. The 3 high-level celestial emperors' divine senses were tightly integrated into the cosmos sack. Once the restrictions on the cosmos sack were completely destroyed, the divine senses of the 3 high-level celestial emperors would vanish into thin air. However, the 3 high-level celestial emperors would definitely retrieve the cosmos sack before the restrictions on the cosmos sack were destroyed. At the border between the demon realm and the immortal realm, the cosmic origin energy flowed. The 3 high-level celestial emperors finally let out a sigh of relief. Good. It's the same as what we thought. The 3 high-level celestial emperors had different looks in their eyes. If we're not wrong, the restrictions on the surface of the cosmos sack will be completely destroyed in a few hours. Ha 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 ha. Yes, we only need to wait for a few hours to retrieve the cosmos sack. Then, we can open it and capture Xiaofan alive. Ha 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 ha, that insignificant mortal Xiaofan thinks he can get away with just a celestial artifact? Humph. When we break the cosmos sack, we'll definitely torture that little bastard to death. To be continued. Chapter 740. The cosmos sack was immersed in the demon god's river. The violent and irregular demon race origin energy was devouring the powerful restrictions on the surface of the cosmos sack. YBDU was killing it bit by bit. Even though the Qiankuan pouch was the #1 treasure in the celestial world, and its restrictions couldn't be destroyed even by the combined efforts of 3 high-tier celestial emperors, the restrictions of the Qiankuan pouch kept cracking in the demon god river. In just a few hours, the restrictions on the surface of the Qiankuan bag would be completely destroyed. Inside the cosmos sack. At this moment, even though the outside world was changing rapidly, and the 3 high-level immortal emperors were plotting against Xiaofan endlessly, the inside of the cosmos sack was still calm and peaceful. There was no danger at all. In the center of the boundless universe inside the cosmos sack, there was a floating pagoda. The tower was 4 stories high. Its entire body was as clear as glass. There was not a single trace of impurities. It was dazzling. It was as if it was carved from the world's most sparkling and translucent gemstone. However, the most miraculous thing was that the pagoda was emitting an extremely mysterious energy fluctuation. This energy fluctuation could distort time. Law of time. A time-type immortal artifact. At this moment, both Bai Shi and Wu Hu were cultivating in the Linglong Pagoda. The 4th floor of the Linglong Tower. One must be a level 9 true immortal in order to enter the 4th floor of the Linglong Pagoda to cultivate. In the 4th floor of the Linglong Pagoda, the ratio of time inside was 10,000 days, and outside was 1 day. In other words, 30 years in the 4th level was equivalent to a day in the outside world. The layout of the fourth floor was made up of secret cultivation rooms. Xiaofan occupied a room by himself. As for level 7 alternate dimensional beings like Baisher, instead, they occupied a few separate secret cultivation rooms. As for Wu Yu and the others, he was only a level 2 true immortal. Therefore, they stayed on the first floor of the Linglong Tower. There were also a large number of low-level extradimensional lifeforms on this floor. The time difference in the first layer wasn't that crazy. It was just that 10 days in the inner layer was 1 day outside. In the secret room where Xiaofan was, Xiaofan sat cross-legged. He lowered his head and a devilish expression appeared on his face. Right now, he was speeding up his cultivation. Cultivating day and night. Xiaofan knew that even though he could obtain peace and quiet for now, he would not be able to do so. After all, the Cosmos sack was definitely in the hands of the 3 high-rank immortal emperors. They would definitely think of a way to break the Cosmos sack. Therefore, Xiaofan knew very well that this secluded cultivation was related to the life and death of all living beings in this plane in the future. This was not a joke. Xiaofan put away his restlessness and worries, and focused on cultivating wholeheartedly. At the moment, Xiaofan was currently absorbing and refining the immortal corpse. The densely packed fragments of the immortal corpses were like stars in the sky. It flowed into the palm of the demonic god left arm. Xiaofan's left arm was like a giant black hole and whirlpool, devouring the immortal corpses in a frenzy. When the fragments of the immortal's corpse entered the left arm of the demon monarch, they were refined as if they had entered a furnace. They were secreted into strands of pure demonic energy that nourished the left arm of the demon monarch, causing demonic dragons to awaken in the left arm of the demon monarch. At this moment, Xiaofan's left arm was emitting an ancient, wild, and boundless power. Xiaofan's left arm was roaring, as if thousands of demons were roaring and struggling. The inside of Xiaofan's left arm had completely turned into a demonic realm. Evil dragons that represented supreme demonic energy were being born. Before entering cultivation, Xiaofan had also devoured some immortal corpses, so the pure demonic energy in the left arm of the demon monarch had reached 400 demonic dragons. However, at this moment, there seemed to be an endless number of immortal corpses floating in the secret cultivation room. Among them were the corpses of all the low-level immortal emperors of the Tianyi society, as well as the corpses of a group of middle-level immortal emperors, such as Patriarch Tianyi. As for the corpses of perfected immortals, there were countless of them. It could be said that the immortal corpses controlled by Xiaofan could not be mentioned in the same breath as before. Especially the corpses of immortal emperors, the energy contained in them was too abundant. It was like a sea, and the quality was too high. When the left arm of the demon monarch devoured them, it was a great tonic. As Xiaofan devoured the corpses of immortal emperors, not only did the number of demonic dragons increase by dozens, but even the various demon emperor crystals embedded in the palm of the demon monarch and the various demonic secret arts were also evolving. The originally extremely ordinary demonic arts and demonic arts had now evolved to become extremely powerful. The world-destroying demonic saber, the black-yellow demonic pagoda, the demon city. They were all so powerful that they could kill immortals. Back when Xiaofan was in the mortal world, he had collected a large number of demon emperor crystals from fighting various demonic races. He had embedded them in the left arm of the demon monarch and refined them to control them. Of course, Xiaofan could control these countless demonic arts, but it was not enough to rely on the left arm of the demon monarch. The key was that the soul of the demon god had helped Xiaofan fuse the various demonic arts. All in all, Xiaofan's demonic energy had improved by leaps and bounds. However, although his demonic energy had improved greatly, it was still extremely time-consuming to refine such a huge immortal corpse. Especially when refining the corpse of an immortal emperor, it would take half a month, or even a month, to refine a piece of the corpse. Fortunately, Xiaofan was cultivating in the Linglong Pagoda and did not care about the passage of time. Spring passed, autumn came, summer passed, and winter arrived. In the blink of an eye, Xiaofan had stayed on the 4th floor of the Linglong Pagoda for 10 years. In these 10 years, Xiaofan did not step out of the house. He had been using the left arm of the demon monarch to devour and refine the immortal corpses day and night. Now, Xiaofan had refined more than half of the immortal corpses he had stored. He had also refined the pieces of the corpse of intermediate immortal emperors such as progenitor Tian-yi. A casual movement of the demon monarch's palm would cause a gust of wind and scudding clouds, and its demonic energy would reach the sky. Xiaofan's demonic energy had reached 4,000 demonic dragons. One should know that Xiaofan's immortal energy was less than 2,000 demonic dragons, but his demonic energy had surpassed his immortal energy. According to the classification of immortal emperors, Xiaofan's current pure demonic energy had surpassed most intermediate immortal emperors. With such an enormous amount of demonic energy, the demonic arts he executed would be invincible and sweep away everything. Of course, with Xiaofan's current immortal emperor physique, he had already reached the realm of inedia. He did not need to drink or eat at all. He could survive by absorbing the energy of heaven and earth. In these 10 years, the cultivation of Bai Shi and the other beings in the alternate dimension had improved significantly. Each of them had reached the level of a peak intermediate immortal emperor. Their combat strength was more than twice as strong as before. Wu Yu and the other level, 2 true immortals. However, because the level of the exquisite tower was too low, Xiaofan had stayed on the 4th floor for 10 years, while they had only spent a few days. Therefore, their cultivation progress was slow. As for the other mortals in Xiaofan's plane, they could not enter the exquisite tower. Xiaofan had spent 10 years, Wu Yu and the others had spent a few days. Ordinary mortals had only spent a few hours. The rules of time were indeed mysterious. In the outside world, time was longer than normal. The Qianquan pouch soaked in the demon god river was constantly being eroded. The restriction on the surface had already broken half. At the intersection of the immortal realm and the demon realm, the 3 high-grade immortal emperors were excitedly watching the Qianquan pouch and the demon god river. Soon, the demon god river will soon destroy the restriction on the surface of the Qianquan pouch. There's about 4 hours left. Indeed, the Qianquan pouch can't withstand the corrosion of the demon god river. Now, let's not relax. When the Qianquan pouch is about to be destroyed, we'll immediately retrieve it. Flawless. Demon God River. Inside the Qianquan pouch. Linglong Pagoda. Xiaofan had spent more than 10 years on the 4th floor of the Linglong Pagoda. However, he had no intention of exiting. Nearly half of the immortal corpses had not been refined. Xiaofan continued to refine them. He could not relax for even a moment. Just like that, time flew by, and another 10 years passed. Finally, Xiaofan devoured and refined all the corpses of the true immortals and immortal emperors. 8,000 demonic dragons were born in the left arm of the demon emperor. 8,000 demonic dragons. That was insane. Xiaofan finally heaved a sigh of relief. He stood up and stretched. It's said that the immortal power of an advanced immortal emperor is around 10,000 immortal dragons. Now, I have 8,000 demonic dragons. In terms of pure strength, although I'm still weaker than an advanced immortal emperor, I'm not too far behind. Moreover, I've mastered countless demonic techniques, each with its own profundities. I'm afraid that I should be able to contend against those advanced immortal emperors with my demonic power and demonic techniques, right? I won't be crushed to death by them. Ha 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 ha. Although I've cultivated for 20 years, my age hasn't changed at all. That's because it's not even a day in the outside world. I still have to stay in the Linglong Pagoda for more than 10 years. It's only a day in the outside world. Those advanced immortal emperors would never have imagined that I, Xiaofan, could improve my combat strength to this extent in a day. Ha 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 ha. Just as Xiaofan heaved a sigh of relief, suddenly, A thought entered Xiaofan's divine soul. What? The restrictions on my Qianquan bag are being destroyed? Finally, even though he was in the Linglong Pagoda, Xiaofan could sense the current situation of the Qianquan bag. That's right. Those advanced immortal emperors must be using some tricks to destroy the Qianquan bag. Xiaofan didn't dare to be careless. His figure flashed and he exited the Linglong Pagoda. Outside the pagoda, the originally blue sky was now filled with dark clouds. Xiaofan communicated with the Qianquan bag with his divine soul. His expression changed abruptly. What? The restrictions on my Qianquan bag have already been mostly destroyed. I can only hold on for an hour. At this moment, Bai Shi and the others also flew out. Master, the Qianquan bag seems to be under attack. We can all feel that the space inside the Qianquan bag is in an unstable state. The three advanced immortal emperors are about to break the Qianquan bag. Xiaofan nodded thoughtfully. But there's no rush. Let me check carefully first. After saying that, Xiaofan's divine soul became one with the Qianquan bag. After a few breaths, Xiaofan cried out involuntarily. Oh no! We seem to have arrived at the monster realm. There's a huge amount of monster qi and monster power flowing outside the Qianquan bag. This is definitely not the atmosphere of the immortal realm. Moreover, there are 3 immortal emperors' divine souls in the Qianquan bag. To be continued. Chapter 741. The cosmos sack was soaking in the demon god river and was being refined by the endless twisted and chaotic demonic energy. In just an hour, the demon god river would completely destroy the protective restrictions outside the cosmos sack. This also allowed Xiaofan and the others, who were in the cosmos sack, to discover some clues. At this moment, Xiaofan, Bai Shi, Wu Li, and the others rushed out from the Linglong Pagoda. Master, are you saying that we have arrived at the monster realm? Bai Shi was confused. Ibdu. We were clearly suppressed by the 3 high-rank celestial emperors and were forced to hide in the cosmos sack. At this moment, we should be in the hands of the 3 high-rank celestial emperors in the immortal realm. Could it be that the demon realm also made a move and snatched the cosmos sack from the 3 high-rank celestial emperors? Xiaofan said nothing. He sent his spirit out of the cosmos sack and scanned it repeatedly. Gradually, Xiaofan frowned, and a thoughtful expression appeared on his face. After a dozen breaths, Xiaofan exhaled and said slowly. If I'm not mistaken, it was the 3 high-rank celestial emperors who threw our cosmos bags into the demon realm. Currently, we're in an area filled with chaotic laws of the demon realm and violent demonic energy. The demonic energy in the river clearly has the characteristics of the demon clan's origin source. It feels like the mother river. This river is destroying the restrictions of the cosmos bags without restraint. However, there are 3 high-rank celestial emperors' divine souls monitoring the cosmos bags. If I'm not mistaken, after the 3 celestial emperors took control of the cosmos bags, they found it difficult to refine them. Play a trick or scheme. He threw the Qianquan bag into the demonic river. Using demonic energy to refine the Qianquan bag when the restrictions on the Qianquan bag are about to be destroyed, the divine senses of the 3 high-rank immortal emperors will definitely take away the Qianquan bag. Truly despicable. Wu Xiaobao couldn't help but curse in a low voice. A dignified high-rank immortal emperor actually disregarded his status and continuously plotted against us. He doesn't have any bearing at all. Furthermore, this cosmos sack, the item that stole the fortune of heaven and earth, was about to be destroyed. What a waste. This is the #1 treasure in the immortal world. How could Xiaofan not know that the Qianquan pouch was in a precarious situation and would soon be damaged? After all, this was the inheritance that immortal Emperor Zhu Dao had left for him. On one hand, this heaven and earth pouch was indeed a heaven-defying magic treasure. It was unique in this world, yet it was damaged just like that. There was no way to make up for it. Moreover, in Xiaofan's heart, he had already regarded Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao as his teacher. Now that his teacher had passed away, the Qianquan bag that he gave to Xiaofan was his most precious relic. Xiaofan could not allow his teacher's relic to be damaged by evil people. The more practical problem was that once this cosmos sac was destroyed, then Xiaofan and all the living beings in this plane would have nowhere to hide. They would be directly exposed to the enemy's eyes. With so many mortals, it was impossible for them to withstand a single thought from the 3 high-grade immortal emperors. Even an immortal like Wuxia would definitely be smashed into smithereens and turned into ashes if he were to face the attacks of the 3 high-level cultivators, even if it was just the aftermath of the attacks. Therefore, he had to protect the cosmos sac. In less than an hour, our cosmos sac will become a piece of trash. Xiaofan said fiercely. That's absolutely not allowed. Yes, Master, the cosmos sac is the hiding place of trillions of mortals in this plane. It cannot be destroyed. Bai Shi and the others also shouted sternly. After a pause, Bai Shi bared his teeth and said, Master, let's kill our way out before the cosmos sac is destroyed. Master, please lead us out and put away the cosmos sac. Although more than half of the cosmos sac's restrictions have been destroyed, as long as we fight our way out, the cosmos sac will still be under your control and can still be used. Bai Shi roared. Xiaofan nodded in agreement. We do have to kill our way out. However, we can't be reckless. After saying that, Xiaofan's divine soul shot out again and repeatedly swept through the demon god river that the cosmos sac was immersed in. Kill our way out. Xiaofan pondered. The evil demon river outside contains destructive energy. It's definitely energy that even a high-grade celestial emperor can't control. If we charge out like this, we'll definitely fall into the energy of the river. At that time, Bai Shi and the others will be trapped and unable to escape. Then, they'll be slowly eroded by the energy until nothing remains of them. But, what if I charge out? Suddenly, Xiaofan was struck by an inspiration. The demonic energy in my body has already reached 8,000 demonic dragons. Although I'm a low-grade celestial emperor now, in terms of strength, my celestial force is far less than 2,000 dragons. Compared to my demonic energy, the difference is huge. Can I summon my demonic energy to protect my body and charge out? The idea made Xiaofan's heart palpitate. Right at that moment. Hong 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 in Xiaofan's heart, the demon god's soul erupted with a surge of will that he had never felt before. This thought fluctuation was excitement. Berserk. Longing. It felt like a dragon returning to the sea. As a result, Xiaofan's heart began to thump violently. It was as if there was a toad hiding under the skin of Xiaofan's chest, and it was currently throbbing as if it wanted to jump out of Xiaofan's body. This. Xiaofan's mind went blank. The spirit of the demon god seems to have sensed the aura of the demonic river outside. At this moment, the spirit of the demon god seems to be very excited. Somehow, the demon god seems to be sending some thoughts to enter the river. This demon god must have a deep connection with the demonic river outside. Master, what are you doing? Bai Shi glanced at Xiaofan and asked anxiously. Master, hurry up and give the order. The cosmos pouch will be destroyed in a short while. Master, give the order. Once the cosmos pouch is destroyed, the consequences will be unimaginable. Bai Shi roared again. Xiaofan understood that the situation had reached a critical juncture. He looked up at the gray sky. He said through gritted teeth. We have at most the time it takes for an incense stick to burn. The cosmos pouch is about to explode. At the border between the demon realm and the immortal realm, the cosmic origin energy floated in the air like ambergris. 3 high-level celestial emperors were soaking in it. At this moment, the 3 high-tier immortal emperors were breathing heavily. Their divine souls were paying close attention to the cosmos pouch. It's about time. The violent energy of the demon god river distorts time and space and corrodes everything. Even high-level celestial emperors are unable to control this energy. Now, the demon god river is going to destroy the cosmos pouch. Let's do it. Activate the energy we've imbued into the cosmos pouch and retrieve it. Let's do it. Let's take advantage of this moment. The demon realm. In a demon city not far away from the demon god river. The territory of this demon city was extremely huge. Wisps of demonic aura rose into the sky from the city like a beacon. In this demon city, there were densely packed demon tribes living and many buildings had been built. Moreover, the bloodthirsty roars of savage beasts could be heard. In the largest mansion in the city, a young man in purple robes sat on a throne. This young man had extremely handsome features and a well-proportioned figure. He had a dignified and elegant scholarly aura. If it wasn't for his appearance in the demon city, then people would definitely mistake him for a young master from a scholarly family of the human race. However, his eyes occasionally emitted the aura of a blood moon. His right hand, in particular, was surging with a dreamy, demonic power. It was as if there were billions of demonic creatures roaring in his right hand. It was as if there were many terrifying demonic creatures in his right hand that were ready to pounce out and devour people at any moment. This young man had the temperament of a leader. He had the demeanor of someone who controlled the overall situation. Below the throne, on the left and right sides, there were some terrifying demonic aura that could tear everything apart. Like a human but not a human, like a demon but not a demon. Oh, there seems to be some strange fluctuations coming from the demon god river. The purple-robed young man frowned slightly. Suddenly, he looked at the demon god river from afar. Boom! His eyes were like blood moons. Like hell. Like a black hole. Like a whirlpool. This pair of eyes was evil to the extreme. It was demonic to the extreme. It was as if one look at someone would cause them to fall into a bottomless abyss. The malevolent beings below trembled at the sight of this pair of eyes. Demon Crown Prince, the demon god river has always been a forbidden ground for us demons. Ever since Lord Demon God was framed by those immortals, we demons have been unable to control the power of the demon god river. A burly man with a golden crown on his head said carefully. After a pause, he smiled obsequiously. Crown Prince, now that you have risen, you will surely lead us demons to slaughter the immortal world and devour those immortals. The demon tribe will regain its glory under your leadership. Humph. The purple-robed young man didn't respond, but stared at the demon god river. Inside the demon god river. Right now, Xiaofan had nowhere to retreat to. Although the demon god's soul in his heart was emitting strange fluctuations, Xiaofan couldn't delay any longer. If he delayed any longer, the cosmos sack would be destroyed. Moreover, Xiaofan vaguely sensed that the three immortal emperor divine souls attached to the cosmos sack were also itching to make a move. It seems that the three high-rank immortal emperors are also preparing to make a move on the cosmos sack. All of a sudden, Xiaofan's divine will swept the area and saw countless mortals in his plane. Their eyes were filled with innocent expressions of prayer. Forget it. Don't worry about anything. I can't let these innocent mortals fall into the hands of those despicable immortals. Charge out. Don't care about the price, charge out. Xiaofan made up his mind and instructed Baisher and the others. You don't need to do anything for now. I'll rush out now. The moment I do, I'll put away the cosmos sack. I won't let the cosmos sack continue soaking in the demon immortal river. Master. Baisher and the others cried out worriedly. Forget it, don't say anything else. My demonic energy is at its peak. There won't be any accidents. Xiaofan waved his hand. The next moment, Xiaofan turned into a beam of demonic light. 8,000 demonic dragons coiled around his body and roared as he charged out. At the same time, the 3 high-rank immortal emperors withdrew their divine senses. Cosmos Sac. Come back. Retrieve. To be continued. Chapter 742. Boom! Xiaofan soared into the sky. His entire body was surrounded by boundless demonic energy as he dashed out of the Qianquan pouch. At this moment, no less than 8,000 demonic dragons were roaring in the sky. Xiaofan's aura suddenly became like a great demonic beast of the demonic realm. Xiaofan's charge was extremely bold, as if he was the only one who could do it. In his heart, he thought that the Qianquan pouch must not be damaged, and it must not fall into the hands of the 3 high-level celestial emperors. Even if he had to sacrifice his own life, he must not let anything happen to the people hiding in the Qianquan pouch. PFFF. In an instant, Xiaofan had already dashed out of the Qianquan pouch. Moreover, Xiaofan's thoughts were moving very fast. When he dashed out of the Qianquan pouch and scanned it with his divine soul, he discovered that the surface of the Qianquan pouch was already full of holes. The restrictions were almost destroyed as well. It was indeed about to be completely destroyed. Xiaofan secretly thought that he was lucky and quickly put the Qianquan pouch into his storage ring. In this way, the Qianquan pouch was saved from being soaked in the demonic river again. It was saved from being destroyed. Although more than half of the restrictions on the surface of the Qianquan pouch had been destroyed, it was not completely destroyed. Therefore, after Xiaofan left the demonic river, he could still use the Qianquan pouch. Moreover, the people hiding in the Qianquan pouch would not be harmed at all. Xiaofan let out a long sigh of relief. And at this moment, PFFF, the majestic demonic river instantly pressed towards Xiaofan from all directions. Inside the demonic river, it contained violent and lawless demonic energy. Demonic energy that was close to the origin. It turned into rays of demonic light that wrapped around Xiaofan, slicing, twisting, and attacking. The terrifying explosive force slowly seeped into the demonic energy lingering on the surface of Xiaofan's body. In just an instant, the demonic energy on the surface of Xiaofan's body began to expand. Oh no! The energy of the demonic river has trapped me. At this moment, Xiaofan also realized that something was wrong. The 8,000 demonic dragons coiling around Xiaofan were expanded. Each and every one of them had become extremely thick and plump. This didn't mean that Xiaofan's demonic power had increased, but there was a terrifying sign that it was about to explode. Puchi, the demonic aura on the surface of Xiaofan's body was like a huge heart that was beating. A deep evil and destructive power emanated from it. This is bad. It's going to explode. Xiaofan roared in shock. I must leave this place immediately. Otherwise, the endless influx of the demon race's origin law energy would cause my demon aura to explode. As for my body, it will also be destroyed. Explode into dust. Xiaofan's heart was pounding. Originally, the demonic river contained the origin energy of the demonic race. Xiaofan could already tell that it was definitely a source of nourishing and strengthening demonic power. It could be said that the energy in the demonic river, absorbing the demonic the arch left arm palm, was definitely more beneficial than absorbing and refining the immortal corpse. But, this energy was too chaotic. Too violent. It couldn't be absorbed and refined at all. Moreover, it surged over endlessly like waves. Before Xiaofan could react, Xiaofan's demonic aura was blown up like a balloon. Crack, the demonic aura on Xiaofan's body suddenly emitted a dense and crisp cracking sound. It was like a crystal clear glass that was about to shatter. If I don't fly out, I'm afraid I'll be blown to death. Xiaofan was burning with anxiety. He activated the demonic power in his body and activated a demonic emperor crystal embedded in the demonic arch left arm palm. In an instant, he was about to cast a demonic technique to escape. Moving like an illusion. Xiaofan prepared for a while and activated all the demonic power in his body. Moving like an illusion, it immediately strengthened Xiaofan's body. Although this demonic technique was learned and mastered by Xiaofan from a demonic emperor crystal in the mortal world, with Xiaofan's current demonic power, this demonic technique was reborn. Once it was activated, he could teleport a great distance with just a thought. It was simply a heaven-defying demonic technique for escaping. However, Xiaofan's body only trembled slightly. He didn't teleport at all. Suddenly, he was imprisoned by the demonic river. It's over. The energy in the demonic river is too chaotic. Even the rules are distorted, causing time and space to stagnate. No matter what tricks I use, I can't escape. Now, I'm like an insect frozen in amber. There's no way to escape. Xiaofan finally panicked. Boom boom boom, the demonic aura on his body grew larger and larger. Even Xiaofan's skin began to swell up. This swell caused fine cracks on Xiaofan's skin. If not for the fact that Xiaofan's immortal body was condensed and sturdy, his body would probably have exploded. At the same time, at the intersection of the immortal realm and the demonic realm, the origin energy of the universe flowed slowly. The three high-rank immortal emperors activated their divine senses at the same time. They called out, "Retract the divine senses. Retrieve the Qiankuan pouch." At this moment, the three high-rank immortal emperors' faces were filled with unconcealable smiles. Full of ambition. Full of spirit. Their plan had finally succeeded. The heaven and earth bag that had been like a hot potato that they couldn't refine quickly had finally been worn down by the demon god river. Now they could take it back and refine it a bit. Then they could break the heaven and earth bag and drag Xiaofan out. Then they could slowly torture him until they got everything they wanted. However, at this moment... What? The expressions of the three high-level celestial emperors stiffened. Their smiles died in their throats. After a few breaths, they all screamed out in unison, "What's going on? Our divine wills suddenly lost contact. It seemed to be blocked by a unique space. We've lost contact with them. What's going on?" Three high-grade immortal emperors. He was completely at a loss. Xiaofan tossed the universe bag into his storage ring. Naturally, the divine sense that the three high-rank celestial emperors had attached to the cosmos sac was sealed, causing the three high-rank celestial emperors to lose their sense of the cosmos sac. Unless Xiaofan took out his cosmos sac again, even if the three high-tier immortal emperors were extremely powerful, they wouldn't be able to do anything to him. They wouldn't be able to find any clues about the cosmos sac. Xiaofan. We've been guarding the cosmos sac for so long and tried everything we could to refine it. In the end, Xiaofan. You're making fun of us. The three high-grade celestial emperors let out heart-wrenching howls. In the demon realm. In a city. The purple-clad young man, the demon crown prince, who was sitting high up in the mansion, let out a violent howl. As expected. There's a subtle fluctuation in the demon god river. It seems like something has broken into the forbidden area of the demon realm. As soon as he finished speaking, swoosh. The demon crown prince flicked his right index finger. A strange demon rune that emitted a monstrous evil aura flashed toward the demon god river. In the demon god river. Xiaofan was at his wit's end now. Moreover, his life was hanging by a thread. The demon aura was about to explode like a balloon. Moreover, his skin was about to burst and his internal organs and blood vessels were even affected. Am I, Xiaofan, going to die here? Thought Xiaofan. Xiaofan let out a roar of unwillingness and anger. However, He knew that his power was too insignificant compared to the power contained in the demon river. However, at this critical moment, Jia, the demon god's soul in Xiaofan's heart suddenly let out a sinister laugh. Then, something strange happened. Who? The demon god's soul in his heart let out a suction force like a whale swallowing seawater. In an instant, the entire demon river and all the source energy of the demon race were sucked dry. At this moment, the huge demonic river had become a dried-up crater. The boundless demon river that was like a raging river had been squeezed dry until not a single drop was left. Then, everything returned to silence. At this moment, Xiaofan's boiling demonic aura suddenly shrunk. Xiaofan's body also deflated and returned to normal. The cracks on the surface of his body were constantly mending. Xiaofan felt like he had just survived a disaster. The demon river was sucked dry by the demon god's soul in his heart. TSK swallowed the entire demon river in an instant. Xiaofan looked left and right. In the depths of the crater, there was not a single drop of water left. Xiaofan immediately looked inside himself. His divine soul and mental strength went straight to his heart. However, at this moment, his heart was shielded by a blurry demonic aura. This caused Xiaofan to feel a trace of joy from the demon god's soul, but he could not see where the demon god river went. For a moment, Xiaofan did not know whether to be happy or sad. Without a doubt, the demon god had a deep connection with the demon river. Now that the demon god had sucked dry the demon river of its own accord, Xiaofan found it hard to understand. Just as Xiaofan was deep in thought, a sudden sense of danger gripped Xiaofan. In the next instant, a demon talisman broke through the air. This demon talisman emitted a monstrous demonic aura that enveloped Xiaofan. Then, this demon talisman transformed into a blood saber that slashed towards Xiaofan's head. However, the demon god is not under my control. I'll put this matter aside for now. Xiaofan quickly gathered his thoughts and channeled all the demonic power in his body. Instantly, he transformed into a ray of light. This ray of light seemed to teleport, dodging the blood-red demonic saber and going far away. His movements were illusory. Without the restriction of the demon river, he could move freely. Pang! The blood-red demon saber light directly exploded at the spot where Xiaofan was originally standing, smashing the ground into smithereens. To be continued, Chapter 743. Xiaofan transformed into a fleeting beam of demonic light, and started to display his demonic technique. He instantly teleported to an unknown distance, and dodged the attack of the demonic blood moon saber light that had suddenly descended. The direction of Xiaofan's teleportation was not the immortal realm, but the depths of the demon realm. One should know that if he returned to the immortal world now, he might even be attacked by the 3 high-rank immortal emperors. It was better to take a risk and enter the demon world first. In reality, Xiaofan's entry into the demon world was completely understandable. His demon chi pulsed violently. 8,000 demon dragons resided within him. He possessed various secret techniques and skills of the demons, and he used the spirit turtle's immortal chi to conceal his presence. He purposefully gave off the pulses of demon chi. This was basically the perfect disguise. Even the strongest great demon of the demon clan would not be able to identify Xiaofan. Humph. The sudden attack just now was my first time here. I didn't want to cause any problems, so I didn't pursue the matter. However, I won't be a gentleman if I don't take revenge for this. I've already faintly captured the soul ripple of the person who ambushed me. Like an illusion, Xiaofan was teleported to a barren, crimson demon mountain. Xiaofan finally stabilized his body and sat down cross-legged to recover from the injuries he had suffered in the demonic river. At the same time, Xiaofan could not help but look into his heart with his spirit. Strangely enough, after the demonic river was sucked dry, the demonic god's soul in Xiaofan's heart formed a shielding force, preventing Xiaofan's divine soul from sensing anything out of the ordinary. But Xiaofan believed. At this moment, the demon god. There must be something big going on. Although I escaped with my life. However, there was also a huge hidden danger at the moment. The energy contained within the demonic river was too terrifying. Not even an immortal emperor could subdue it. That was the energy of a pure demon. I can also sense that the energy is extremely compatible with the aura of the demonic god. And now, the demonic god has sucked the entire demonic river dry. He will definitely use this demonic river to grow. The more Xiaofan thought about it, the more terrified he became. One had to know that in Xiaofan's heart, besides the demon god's soul, there was also an egg of a cosmic giant beast. Back then, the demon god's plan was to place his divine soul in the egg of the cosmic behemoth and hatch it. It was the amalgamation of the demon god and the astral beast of the universe. It would become the one that could sweep through the great thousand worlds. Eternally immortal, eternally invincible, terrifying existence. Back then, countless immortals had joined forces and paid a huge price to seal the egg and prevent it from hatching. But now, the soul of the demon god had absorbed the power of the entire demon river. Perhaps, it would accelerate the hatching of the egg of the cosmic starry sky behemoth. Damn it, maybe the demon god will hatch that terrifying egg in my heart. Cold sweat broke out on Xiaofan's back. However, the development of the situation was already beyond Xiaofan's control. Forget it. What I need to do now is to improve my strength. Only then will I have the ability to protect myself. Xiaofan activated his saber will and killed the great fear in his heart. Then, he used a small demonic art to turn his soul into a demonic sense. With his body as the center, he radiated it in all directions. Probe. Under the probing of Xiaofan's demonic sense, he found that there was a demon city not far to the east. In this demon city, a large number of demons lived, and among them were the auras of some big demons. However, the auras of these big demons trembled under the sweep of Xiaofan's demonic sense. That's right. Xiaofan had the demonic power of 8,000 demon dragons. In the entire demon world, he was ranked at the top of the pyramid of demons. Moreover, most of Xiaofan's demonic power came from devouring and refining the corpses of immortals. This was because in Xiaofan's demonic sense, the murderous aura was very strong, and it contained an aura of killing immortals. It had the feeling that killing immortals was like slaughtering pigs and dogs. Evil, cold, and violent, it dominated the world, crushed everything, and destroyed the immortal Tao. Xiaofan's demonic sense swept around unscrupulously. After coming to the demon world, Xiaofan vaguely knew that the behavior of the demon race was very different from that of the human race. In the demon world, the law was almost a joke. The law of the jungle was vividly reflected. Therefore, since Xiaofan had disguised himself as a demon, he should be unscrupulous in the demon world. He should act like a tyrant. Xiaofan understood that the stronger he was, the safer he would be in the demon world. No one would doubt his identity. Heh. When I was in the mortal world, I once snuck into the demon capital alone and narrowly escaped death. Now, in the immortal world, I've entered the demon world again as a low-level immortal emperor. Hee, what a coincidence. Xiaofan smiled faintly. Then, he sent his divine soul into the cosmos sack. At this moment, Xiaofan's cosmos sack was placed in his storage ring, isolated from the outside world. Inside the cosmos sack, Bai Shi, Wu Hu, Xiaofan's wife and children, as well as countless mortals, were all extremely anxious and terrified. They all knew that they were in a bad situation. They were trapped in a demon river, and their cosmos sacks were about to be destroyed. Disaster was imminent. Xiaofan, on the other hand, rushed out without a care for his own safety. Now, everyone was worried about Xiaofan. I hope that master can come out of this calamity. Bai Shi and the other powerful existences were all frowning. Just then, whoosh, all of a sudden, a faint shadow descended into the Qianquan bag. It was formed by Xiaofan's divine will. Master. Xiaofan. Junior brother Xiaofan. In an instant, Bai Shi, Wu Yu, Xiao Mingchu, Mo Qingtong, Xiaoan, and the others all rushed toward Xiaofan. They surrounded Xiaofan like stars surrounding the moon. It's all right, Xiaofan said hurriedly. Don't worry, everyone. I've successfully brought the Cosmos sack to a safe place. The Cosmos sack is damaged, but it's not completely destroyed. It can still be used. It's very safe for you to hide in the Cosmos sack. Hearing this, the hearts of the crowd that were hanging in suspense finally calmed down. Xiaofan's wife and children. They hurriedly asked if Xiaofan was injured. After learning that Xiaofan was fine, they heaved a sigh of relief. Bai Shi, the Cosmos sack still has the 3 high-tier Immortal Emperor's godly spirits. Use the 100 Lives Blade Dao to destroy those 3 godly spirits, Xiaofan instructed. Now that the Cosmos sack is in the storage ring, it's equivalent to putting it in a place of its own. No matter how remarkable the 3 high-tier Immortal Emperors are, they can no longer track the Cosmos sack. Yes. Master. After making the necessary arrangements, Xiaofan wanted to quickly refine the Monarch Decapitator, the Sky Demon clone, and the essence of the 100 Lives Blade Dao. Moreover, he wanted to open the secret letter and read it. However, now that Xiaofan was in the demon realm and disguised as a demon, if he rashly tried to refine the immortal artifact, he would definitely die. If he were to rashly refine the immortal weapon, he would probably attract some trouble. And yet, at that very moment, many demons have appeared near my physical body. Xiaofan's godly spirit abruptly spoke. Forget it. All of you settle down and cultivate to your heart's content in your free time to strengthen your strength. I'll go out first. Whoosh, with a flash of divine thought, Xiaofan's godly spirit returned to its original position. Opening his eyes, his demonic consciousness swept out. In the void all around him, large numbers of demons had appeared. The demonic chi of these demons was very powerful. Even as they stood casually, sinister vortexes could be heard over their bodies. Some of the demons appeared in human form, while others had bizarre forms such as long wings, bone spikes, wrinkled skin, and bull horns on their foreheads. They were incomparably ferocious. These demons were observing Xiaofan as well. However, each and every one of them shuddered at the sight of Xiaofan's eyes, which were as deep as a sea of blood, and hurriedly averted their gazes in subservience. Xiaofan's temperament was cold and sharp, and his aura of slaughtering immortals as if he was picking up weeds wantonly emanated. It was extremely sinister, as if a demon tiger was lying on its side in the forest, and would leap up to devour humans at the slightest hint of abnormality. Shrouded by Xiaofan's powerful demonic consciousness, the demons around him were all trembling in fear. Among them, a middle-aged man wearing a feather robe with a pale golden edge, who looked like a pedantic mortal, hurriedly stepped forward and slightly bowed to Xiaofan. Your Excellency, please don't be offended. We didn't mean to offend you. Who are you? Xiaofan said arrogantly. I am the master of the demon city ahead, Sky Feather Demon Emperor. I have sensed your Excellency's amazing demonic chi, so I have come to greet you. I hope your Excellency can rest in the demon city ahead. The pedantic Sky Feather Demon Emperor respectfully invited Xiaofan. Oh. Xiaofan was stunned. Thoughts flashed through his mind, and then he slightly nodded. That's fine. Then let's go to Immortal Emperor Sky Feather's Demon City. Yes, please, the Sky Feather Demon Emperor was overjoyed. A large group of demons parted to the left and right, opening a path for Xiaofan. Let's sneak into the Demon City first and see, Xiaofan said in his heart. Demon God River area. Boom! Demonic light exploded. In the next moment, a large group of demons led by the purple-clad youth, the demon crown prince, arrived at the demon god's river. They were stunned as they looked at the dried-up demon god's river. This, the great demon god's river, the source of our demon clan, actually dried up. Such a strange phenomenon. Could it be that the new generation of demon god will appear? Said a cow-headed demon clan member who was standing to the right of the demon prince as he cowered in fear. The demon crown prince suddenly looked over, and the void seemed to be ignited. Suddenly, the minotaur demon's body suddenly burst into flames. Ah! No! Crown Prince! Don't kill me! A heart-wrenching scream sounded like the roar of purgatory. However, in just a few breaths, the minotaur demon was burned to ashes. Crown Prince, please calm your anger. Crown Prince, please quell your anger. A large group of demons knelt down. The demon crown prince smiled coldly. The demon god river has indeed undergone some changes. Just now, a lesser demon dodged my attack and directly fled into hiding. However, this doesn't mean that a new generation of demon god will be born in the demon god river. Suddenly, the demon crown prince's eyes burst with the light of a monarch. The new Yao god can only be this crown prince. Hundreds of millions of demons will bow down to this crown prince. I'll lead the demon race and crush the immortal world. Yes. Crown Prince, you will be the ruler of the demon race. Gather all the demons that had been split up. Gather. Then, he declared war on the immortal world. Unify the immortal and demon realms. The Crown Prince is invincible. The Crown Prince rules the world. Look down upon the demon world. Anyone who dares to oppose the Crown Prince will be blasted to smithereens. Ha 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 ha. The demon Crown Prince threw his head back and laughed maniacally. The phenomenon of the demon god river and the drying up of the demon god river can only mean that the old demon god is completely dead, and a new demon god is about to be born. Ha ha ha. It's just breaking the old and building the new. To be continued. Chapter 744. The demon crown prince led many demons to stay in the demon god river for a while. He released his demon awareness and scanned the surroundings, but found nothing. Then, the demon crown prince led the demons away. After the demon crown prince left, a large number of demons appeared one after another. They were led by all kinds of demons and arrived at the dried-up demon god river. In the ancient legends of the demon race, the great demon god was born from the demon god river. As the origin of the entire demon race, the demon god river had been worshipped by tens of thousands of demons since ancient times. Apart from the demon god, no other demons could get close to the demon god river, let alone absorb the pure demon energy to nourish themselves. Therefore, the demon god river was a forbidden place. But now, the demon god river had dried up. Not a single drop was left. This caused many of the greater demons who had heard the news to react violently. Some cried, some knelt on the ground, some were deep in thought. The culprit of all this, the soul of the demon god, seemed to have disappeared. Xiaofan's divine soul couldn't detect the movement of the soul of the demon god. His heart seemed to be blocked. Xiaofan decided not to bother with this matter anymore. At this moment, the Sky Feather Demon Emperor respectfully brought Xiaofan to the demon city in front of him. They entered the demon city. Xiaofan was quite curious. After all, Xiaofan had never been to the demon realm before. Xiaofan walked on the main road of the city, wantonly releasing his demonic sense, covering the whole city. The Sky Feather Demon Emperor led a large group of demons and followed behind him. The Sky Feather Demon Emperor was being intimidated by Xiaofan's demon awareness. His face was extremely humble, but there was a hint of hesitation on his face. Hey, this group of demons. They respectfully invited me into this city. I'm afraid they have some ulterior motives. Xiaofan saw everything, and a cold smile appeared on his face. His aura became more and more demonic. This caused the Sky Feather Demon Emperor and the other demons to be even more silent. Xiaofan walked around casually. He didn't take the initiative to greet the Sky Feather Demon Emperor. Under Xiaofan's observation, he saw that in this demon city, there were many buildings and demon temples, and there were hundreds of thousands of demons living in them. Xiaofan parted once more. In this demon city, most of the demons' auras were equivalent to level 1 or level 2 true immortals. Only a small portion of the demons in this city could match up to a level 5 true immortal. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign was roughly equivalent to a low-level immortal sovereign in the immortal world. As the ruler of this demon city, the Sky Feather Demon Emperor only had the battle prowess of a low-level immortal emperor. Xiaofan's current strength was 8,000 demonic dragon power. He could crush this Sky Feather Demon Emperor with a single finger. Therefore, in the face of great power, to Xiaofan, no matter what the Sky Feather Demon Emperor was plotting, Xiaofan would not take it to heart. After walking around the city, the Sky Feather Demon Sovereign finally brought Xiaofan to the City Lord Mansion. The residence of the demon race's City Lord was similar to the residences of the rich and powerful families in the mortal world. It was extremely luxurious and had a sense of extravagance. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign set up a grand banquet in the mansion to invite Xiaofan. All kinds of exquisite demon food were served up like flowing water. Although it was said that the demon clan loved to devour the brains of humans, the typical delicacies of the demon realm were cooked with various plants and beasts of the demon realm. Xiaofan was invited to the main seat. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign sat on Xiaofan's left, attentively accompanying him. There were more than 30 demons of various sizes attending the banquet, most of whom were equivalent to level 7 and level 8 true immortals. The banquet had just begun. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign smiled at Xiaofan ingratiatingly and clapped his hands. Immediately, a few seductive female demons with heavy makeup brought up a tray. This tray was actually filled with brain matter. The brains of humans. The brains emitted wisps of immortal qi. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign said respectfully to Xiaofan. Your Excellency, this is the brain of a level 6 true immortal, please enjoy. Xiaofan was stunned. He did not expect the Sky Feather Demon Sovereign to offer up the brain of a true immortal. A feeling of nausea welled up in his stomach. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign trembled in fear when he saw the change of Xiaofan's expression and the sudden flash of coldness in his eyes. Your Excellency, this is the only delicacy I can offer. Your Excellency's demon power is boundless, so naturally, you don't like the brain of a level 6 true immortal, and you enjoy it very crudely. However, since the disappearance of Lord Demon God, our demon race has been on the decline, and we are at a disadvantage in the battle against the immortal realm. Nowadays, it is very difficult for us to kill immortals and obtain their brains. If I have offended you, please forgive me. Humph. Xiaofan was happy to give up and waved his hand. Take it away, the brain of a level 6 true immortal? Ha 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 ha, what a joke. The brain of an immortal emperor can be tasted, but those below the immortal emperor, take it away. Take it away quickly. Yes, the Sky Feather Demon Sovereign hurriedly ordered the female demons to take the tray away. Then, the Sky Feather Demon Sovereign immediately arranged for some charming female demons to dance and entertain the guests to ease the awkward atmosphere. During the banquet, Xiaofan also tasted some delicacies made from supreme-grade demon beasts. They were delicious and not inferior to the delicacies of the immortal realm. The demon race led by the Sky Feather Demon Sovereign repeatedly toasted Xiaofan and fawned on him. After 3 rounds of wine, the Sky Feather Demon Sovereign finally could not hold it in anymore. He seemed to have gathered his courage and said to Xiaofan. Your Excellency, oh. Finally, the meat show? Xiaofan sneered in his heart, and then said indifferently, if you have anything to say, feel free to say it. I like to be frank with people, understand? If there's anything you're hiding, I don't mind destroying this city of yours. Yes, Your Excellency, this. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign subconsciously licked his face with his stinky long tongue and washed his face. Then, he mustered up his courage and said, Your Excellency, the situation in the demon realm is very tense now. I believe Your Excellency is well aware of the situation in the demon realm? Xiaofan blurted out. What situation? I don't know. The crowd of demons was shocked. Xiaofan immediately sneered. I've been in seclusion for countless years. I naturally don't know the current situation in the demon realm. Why? Do you find it strange? At this point, Xiaofan's entire body was filled with a murderous aura. Even his pupils were burning with demonic flames that could burn immortals and destroy gods. It seemed like he could attack at any time and destroy the world. Destroy this city. Calm down. Your Excellency, please calm down. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign cried in fear. Tell me the current situation in the demon realm. Don't leave anything out. Xiaofan flicked his fingernails. Yes. Your Excellency. Our demon realm and the immortal realm have been incompatible since ancient times. Many years ago, the demon god led our demon realm to fight against the immortals of the immortal realm. We didn't lose out at all and even stood on equal footing. Later on, our demon realm's reputation surpassed that of the immortal realm. Lord Demon God was an invincible existence that reigned supreme in the myriad of worlds. He could casually kill immortal emperors with a single move. But later on, Lord Demon God encountered an accident and was surrounded by countless immortal emperors. His whereabouts were still unknown. The disappearance of the demon god gave the immortal realm a chance to rise. In recent years, our demon realm has been unable to wage war against the immortal realm. The demon realm is weak because of the demon god's disappearance. On the other hand, our demon race is suffering from internal strife. Since the disappearance of the demon god, countless greater demons have risen in rebellion to fight for the right to rule the demon realm. The demon clans of the various camps fought and killed each other, causing countless deaths and injuries. And recently, this trend had developed to the most tragic stage. The strongest great demons of the demon realm were about to fight it out, and the winner would obtain the title of the new generation of demon gods. All the demon race in the demon realm must submit. Oh. Xiaofan was slightly puzzled. The battle between the most powerful demons in the demon realm and the fight for the title of demon god doesn't seem to have anything to do with Sky Feather Demon Sovereign, does it? You can't fight for it. Sky Feather Demon Sovereign, why are you currying favor with me like this? Tell me all about it. Xiaofan's demonic gaze seemed to be able to see through the Sky Feather Demon Sovereign's heart, making it impossible for him to hide anything. This. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign hesitated for a moment, but when he was glared at by Xiaofan, he trembled in fear and spoke the truth. Your Excellency. Your Excellency's demonic strength is like a tsunami breaking through the sky. It's extremely shocking. Even in the entire demon realm, it's enough to rank among the best. We want to beg Your Excellency to protect us, so that we won't be affected by the battle between the greater demons. Oh, so that's how it is. Xiaofan nodded and said with great interest. Sky Feather Demon Sovereign, with your strength, you really can't compete for anything. In other words, as long as you don't get involved in this mess, those greater demons who are qualified to fight for the position of the new demon god won't come to deal with an insignificant fellow like you, right? As long as you know your place and pledge allegiance to the new demon god, you'll naturally be safe. Why would you need protection then? It's like this. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign's forehead was covered in cold sweat, and his eyes flickered with extreme fear. Your Excellency, you've been in seclusion for a long time, so I'm afraid you still don't know that the demon realm is divided into 5 major factions. Each faction is led by 5 greater demons. Heaven Wasteland Emperor, Demonic Sword Emperor, Man Shan Emperor, Yan Hu Emperor. The 4 great emperors of the demon realm are the most powerful existences in the demon realm. They survived the Great War of the Demon Immortals back then. Their battle strength is equivalent to that of a medium immortal emperor or a high immortal emperor. They can kill a medium immortal emperor, but they can't fight against a high immortal emperor, but they can stay alive. However, a monstrous existence has emerged recently, the Demon Crown Prince. The Demon Crown Prince has risen like a comet, and his limelight has surpassed that of the 4 great emperors. Moreover, the Demon Crown Prince's identity is also very mysterious and extremely cruel, but his battle strength has completely surpassed that of the 4 great emperors. It can be said that the new generation of demon gods is very likely to fall on the Demon Crown Prince. Your Excellency, our faction belongs to the Heaven Wasteland Emperor. A few years ago, the Heaven Wasteland Emperor and the Demon Crown Prince formed an irreconcilable feud. This time, the Demon Crown Prince will definitely take the opportunity to eradicate the Heaven Wasteland Emperor. At that time, with the Demon Crown Prince's cruel nature, he will definitely wipe out all of the demon clan under the jurisdiction of the Heaven Wasteland Emperor. Therefore, we need a protector. Your Excellency, your demonic strength is almost on par with the Heaven Wasteland Emperor. I hope that you can help us resist the Demon Crown Prince. Finally, the Sky Feather monstrous Emperor revealed his thoughts. Demon Crown Prince? This guy is the most powerful existence in the competition for the new generation of demon gods? Xiaofan was stunned for a moment, but then he did not know whether to laugh or cry. Demon god? What new generation of demon god? The real demon god is in my heart. Whether it was the Immortals or the demon clan, they all thought that the demon god had fallen, but who would have thought that not only did the demon god not fall, but he was also incubating the egg of the cosmic giant beast. Once the demon god succeeded, then the entire world, the 10,000 worlds, would be trampled under his feet, never to rise again. At this moment, a strong fluctuation was transmitted from Xiaohan's heart. A deep thought was transmitted to Xiaofan. This will was filled with disdain and anger, like a dragon swimming in shallow waters. Moreover, this will accurately told Xiaofan that he should compete for the position of the new generation of Yao gods. Moreover, this thought produced a violent killing intent towards the Demon Crown Prince. Driven by the thought, Xiaofan blurted out. The Demon Crown Prince is about to die. I will seize the position of the new generation of demon gods. To be continued. Chapter 745. Under the interference of the demon god's powerful will, Xiaofan actually said something that he shouldn't have said: kill the Demon Crown Prince. Seize the position of the new demon god. Even the ancient demons of the desolate land had arrived. The Sky Feather Demon Sovereign and the others were so frightened that their demon consciousness was lost. All of them knelt down at the same time. Their demon bodies trembled as they kowtowed incessantly. Your Excellency. Your Excellency is indeed qualified to compete for the position of the new demon god. Your Excellency, please calm down, calm down. These demons were afraid that Xiaofan was moody and would directly kill them. Damn it. This demon god's resentment is too deep. It seems that the real demon god was enraged after hearing the Demon Crown Prince's arrogance and wanting to seize the title of the new demon god. Xiaofan finally came to his senses. Soon, Xiaohan's chi field dissipated, and the demon god's soul in his heart became still like an ancient well, no longer emitting any chi field. At this moment, Xiaofan suddenly felt that although what he said was due to the demon god's influence, now that he thought about it, it was a matter of course. Xiaofan's original intention was to kill the demon crown prince. A kind of killing intent was born. Forget it, I will participate in the battle for the position of the new demon god. It doesn't matter. I am a human. I will take this opportunity to kill the great demons of the demon realm and cut off the roots of the demon race. Perhaps in the future, the human race will be able to completely destroy the demon race. Xiaofan's mind was racing. Then, Xiaofan withdrew his chi field and said indifferently, "When will the battle for the position of the new demon god be held?" This. The Sky Feather monstrous emperor and the others exchanged terrified glances with each other. Originally, they only wanted to curry favor with Xiaofan and seek his protection when the demon realm was in chaos and the demon crown prince might ascend to the top. But he never expected that. Xiaofan actually coveted the position of the new demon god and even threatened to kill the demon crown prince. This was an unforeseen event. Ha 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 ha. At this moment, Xiaofan started laughing maniacally. Don't worry, as long as I become the new generation's demon god, I definitely won't torture you to death. Do you understand? If that was the case, then the demon crown prince's position would probably be in the demon realm. Stirring up a reign of terror, you little minions. You were instantly crushed to death. I'm sure you all understand this. Otherwise, you wouldn't have tried so hard to curry favor with me and seek protection. Xiaofan spoke frankly with assurance. In the current situation, you can only support me. Do you understand? This. The Sky Feather Demon Emperor's demonic eyes revealed an expression of contemplation before he quickly clenched his teeth. Yes, my lord. I, the Sky Feather Demon Emperor, lead the entire demon race in the city to surrender to you and support you in seizing the position of the new demon god and executing the demon crown prince. Good, very good. Xiaofan smiled and nodded. My lord, the battle for the position of the new generation's demon god will be held on Demon's Sealing Mountain in a month's time. The 4 great emperors and the demon crown prince will fight on Demon's Sealing Mountain to determine the future lord of the demon realm. Of course, my lord will also participate in the battle. The Sky Feather Demon Emperor hurriedly tried to curry favor with Xiaofan. My lord, you'll definitely be able to suppress the 4 great emperors and the demon crown prince and win. Of course. Xiaofan said matter-of-factly. The 8,000 demonic dragons on his body swam in joy and burst out with an extremely evil demonic voice. There's still a month left. Then, Sky Feather Demon Emperor, lend me the secret room you usually cultivate in. I want to properly comprehend a few demon forbidden techniques. Yes, my lord. In a secret room in the core area of the city governor's mansion in Demon City. This secret room was specially used by the Sky Feather Demon Emperor. Layers of demon formations were set up around the secret room using a large number of demon beast crystal cores. These formations had simple shielding, defense, hallucination, traps, and many other functions. It was also very expensive. It was the most precious treasure of the Sky Feather Demon Emperor. Now, the Sky Feather Demon Emperor had given this secret room to Xiaofan. Xiaofan sat cross-legged in the middle of the secret room. Now that my demonic energy has skyrocketed, the countless Demon Emperor crystals embedded in the left Demon Emperor's palm, as well as the Demon Clan's forbidden techniques and secret techniques, have all evolved. However, I still need some time to simply comprehend these demon techniques and make them more perfect. In a month's time, during the battle for the position of the new generation's demon god, I will definitely take this opportunity to kill the most powerful greater demons in the demon realm and make some contributions to the human clan. In this fierce battle, I can only use demonic energy and demon techniques. I must absolutely not use the 100 Lives Saber Dao. Once my true identity is exposed, I will be hunted by hundreds of millions of demon clan, and the consequences will be unimaginable. Therefore, I will once again comprehend and refine the various demon techniques to make them more complete and flawless. Xiaofan's mind spun. At the same time, the Demon Emperor crystal embedded in the left Demon Emperor's palm emitted a demonic and misty light. Virtual demon characters, and patterns slowly rose and flowed into Xiaofan's mind. In Xiaofan's mind, the secrets of each demon technique and secret technique flowed quickly. Xiaofan relied on his powerful soul power and demonic energy to perfect these demon techniques. Every time a demon technique was perfected, Xiaofan's combat power would be refined and purified a little. At the same time, Xiaofan released a strand of his divine soul into the Qianquan bag in his storage ring. The Qianquan bag. The Linglong Pagoda stood tall. Xiaofan's mortal plane was in the vast Qianquan bag, and all living beings were temporarily at peace. The martial artists in the plane were busy cultivating. In the Demon Hero region. Near the Linglong Pagoda, many demon warriors were cultivating. After obtaining Xiaofan's permission, the Dharma treasures and elixirs floating in the Milky Way's chains could be used by any ordinary person in the plane. Therefore, many geniuses with extraordinary true qi cultivation, as well as geniuses with extraordinary talents, or ordinary martial artists. They could choose immortal pills according to their needs to refine their bodies and improve their cultivation. This time, as soon as Xiaofan's divine soul returned to the Qianquan bag, he saw a few top demon warriors in his plane. They had accumulated enough strength to achieve the immortal Tao and advance from immortal to a level 1 true immortal. To this, Xiaofan felt extremely gratified. Xiaofan circled around the Demon Hero region and learned that his wife and son were cultivating in seclusion, while Wu Hao and Bai Shi were in the Linglong Pagoda. With the help of the Linglong Pagoda's rules of time, Xiaofan did not disturb him when he was cultivating. Xiaofan entered a secret room on the 4th floor of the Linglong Pagoda. He sat down cross-legged. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, a few beams of golden light floated in front of Xiaofan. Emperor Slayer Saber, Heavenly Demon Clone, the last inheritance of the 100 Lives Blade Tao, letter, now, I'm in the demon realm. Although I've perfectly disguised myself with my powerful demon power and the aura of the Demon Emperor's palm on my left arm, I'm still a human. And I'm already an immortal emperor. That's why I must keep a low profile and be cautious. I can't give myself away. This Emperor Slayer Saber, the Heavenly Demon Clone, and the final legacy of the 100 Lives Blade Tao are all top-notch treasures in the demon realm. I would never dare to refine them in the demon realm, so, my body is learning and perfecting various demon arts, while my divine soul can read the letter Master left behind. There's a huge secret in this letter that I don't know yet. With a thought, the letter was opened. Boom, a divine thought was released from the seal on the letter. Xiaofan was very familiar with it. It was Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's divine thought. A sense of familiarity surged, and Xiaofan could not help but blurt out, Master. However, Xiaofan also realized that the divine thought contained immense rage, unwillingness, murderous intent, violence, and helplessness. The many negative emotions made Xiaofan understand at once that Master Zhu Dao must have been filled with great hatred when he left this divine thought. Master, if you have any unresolved grudges, I'll bear them all. Xiaofan roared in anger. At that moment, Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's voice rang in the secret chamber, Ha 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 disciple, good, very good. You've opened the letter. Yes, I've fallen long ago. Back then, I left many divine thoughts in the treasure trove. As you took the treasure, the divine thoughts dissipated automatically, and this letter contains my last divine thought. He, this divine thought is about to dissipate too. I, your master, will also completely vanish into thin air, master. Xiaofan choked up when he heard this. He had received a great favor from Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao. It could be said that Xiaofan's growth to this stage was partly due to the mysterious secret in the heart, and partly due to Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's appreciation of him. Therefore, even though Xiaofan had never truly met this great immortal emperor, he subconsciously and deeply regarded Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao as his true master. "Alright, disciple, don't be shy. Your master, I, was also an invincible hero in the past. I was a bold and unrestrained person. You have to be able to let go of things. Now, listen carefully, I'm going to tell you a huge secret. Listen carefully." "Yes, Master." Xiaofan calmed himself down and held his breath. "This is also a big scandal in the immortal realm, disciple. When the celestial world was at its peak, there were a large number of high-level celestial emperors. The number of mid-level and low-level celestial emperors was inestimable. Unfortunately, the Fey God was too heaven-defying. During the war between the immortal world and the spirit demon world, the Fey God led an army of spirit demons and fought us bloodthirstily. He could rip high-rank immortal emperors apart with his bare hands, and crush countless true immortals with a single thought. More often than not, we needed several high-rank immortal emperors to hold him back. Then, the Fey God fell into a trap of his own making. He tried to attach his soul to the egg of a cosmic behemoth, only to be sealed away by us. In this battle, although the demon god had been sealed, the demon god was still alive. However, the immortal world also suffered heavy losses. This battle is too tragic. In the end, there were only 5 high-rank immortal emperors left. In other words, they were the top 5 immortal emperors in the immortal world. Master is also one of the 5 immortal emperors. However, my ranking is different. I'm at the bottom, 5th place. This is also because I love to collect treasures, and I'm not too keen on fighting. Otherwise, my ranking could be squeezed up a bit. First place is the Primordial Chaos Immortal Emperor. His immortal power is enormous. Although he's a bit pedantic, he's very fair in his dealings. I admire him a lot, and he's also the person I admire the most in the immortal world. The Primordial Chaos Immortal Emperor is an expert in divination, and he can predict the past and the future. Second place is the Divine Mountain Immortal Emperor. Third place is the Purple Silk Immortal Emperor. Fourth place is the Lone Flame Immortal Emperor. Fifth place is Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao. Purple Silk, Lone Flame. 3 immortal emperors, although they're high-rank immortal emperors, in terms of character, Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's voice was filled with endless mockery. Xiaofan's heart skipped a beat. Could it be these 3 high-rank immortal emperors who wanted to destroy the cosmic pouch and capture me? The Divine Mountain Immortal Emperor that Master mentioned? Purple Silk Immortal Emperor? Guhu Immortal Emperor? Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao continued. When the Fey God fell, the immortal world gained the power to completely suppress the spirit demon world. In the war that followed, the spirit demon world lost again and again. Yes, I remember that day. The Divine Mountain, Purple Silk, and Lone Flame invited me to the Fey God Temple to plunder the Fey God's treasures. You should know that although the demon god has fallen after being sealed, there must still be a large number of his treasures left in the demon god hall. The treasures of the Fey God are not to be underestimated. I love collecting all kinds of treasures. Therefore, I promised the 3 immortal emperors that I would join them to plunder the Fey God Temple. As for the first place, the Primordial Chaos Immortal Emperor, he naturally wouldn't go with us. After the Fey God was sealed, the Primordial Chaos Immortal Emperor seemed to have disappeared from the immortal world. That day, we went straight into the spirit demon world. No one could stop us. But when we arrived at the Fey God Temple, we were greatly disappointed. The Fey God's life's wealth was gone. The entire Fey God Temple was empty. Just as we were about to return in disappointment, a sudden change occurred. Inside the Fey God Temple, a female demon appeared. That female demon was extremely beautiful, so beautiful that it took one's breath away. She was the Fey God's most beloved concubine. When the female demon appeared, I planned to kill her. However, the Divine Mountain, Purple Silk, and Lone Flame were seduced by her. Because I wanted to kill the female demon with all my might, those three fellows were crazy enough to sneak up on me. Humph. On one hand, they didn't want to kill the female demon. On the other hand, they wanted to find an excuse to kill me in the spirit demon world and obtain my treasures. Because my treasures are the best in the spirit demon world. They have been drooling over it for a long time. I was no match for those three fellows when they teamed up. They chased after me, and the female demon took the opportunity to cast a forbidden demonic technique on me. Finally, I lost my life. Although I suppressed my injuries, I didn't have much time left. I tried my best to escape. Moreover, I don't have much influence in the spirit demon world. Those three fellows have a lot of minions in the spirit demon world. The fact that those three fellows lusted after the female demon was no small matter. If I leaked it, firstly, there was no direct evidence, and secondly, it would cause chaos in the spirit demon world. For the sake of the bigger picture, and to avoid their pursuit, I had no choice but to escape to the mortal world. Before I left a trace of divine sense to secretly monitor those three fellows. I discovered that those three fellows actually had an affair with the female demon. How dare! Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's voice became extremely furious. That female demon is actually pregnant with their flesh and blood. This is a great humiliation. Hearing this, Xiaofan was so shocked that his mind went blank, and he didn't know what to do. To be continued. Chapter 746. Xiaofan was completely shocked. He had never thought that there was such a shocking secret hidden in the letter. Three high-rank immortal emperors, the most powerful existences in the world of immortals, were actually seduced by a demon god's concubine, a demoness, and had sex with her, and that demoness gave birth to their flesh and blood. Xiaofan was shocked to the point that he was crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. The human race and the demon race had been enemies since ancient times. They could not live under the same sky. The demon race loved to devour the human race's brains. It was their instinct. It could be said that the human race and the demon race could not coexist. The human race martial artists took killing the demon race as their responsibility. Since ancient times, countless demons had sacrificed their lives in the battle against the demon race in the mortal world. In the immortal world, countless immortals had fought against the demon race without hesitation. The three high-level immortal emperors, the most powerful beings in the immortal world, had degenerated themselves to have sex with the demon god's concubine. And their flesh and blood. This was the union of human and demon race. This was a freak. This was a product that should not have come to the world. Moreover, this was a great humiliation. A complete and utter humiliation. Master, this is too absurd. Xiaofan could not help but growl. How can the human race and the immortals be so shameless? That's right. Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao sighed, because this is an absurd matter that cannot be tolerated by the heavens and earth. It's utterly absurd. Once I spread it in the immortal world, the situation that had just stabilized. There would be riots. Our war with the demon race. After countless years, after sacrificing the lives of countless immortals and countless immortal emperors, and paying a terrible price, they finally managed to gain a slight advantage over Yangqi and Yangqi. We sealed the demon god and temporarily suppressed the demon race. I did not want this matter to destroy the situation. Therefore, I did not hesitate to escape to the lower realm and hide the truth. Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao continued. My strand of divine sense, after observing the three immortal emperors having sex with that female demon, became extremely weak and was about to dissipate. In the end, my divine will discovered that the demoness has given birth to a baby boy. The baby boy. He had more than half of the bloodline of the demon race, as well as a small portion of the bloodline of the immortal race. After he was born, strange signs descended from the heavens. He looked like a human, but not a human, like a demon, but not a demon. However, this combination created a consummate genius. This child's future achievements were limitless. Thus, I am very clear that if this child grows up in the future, he might become a new generation of Yao gods. A new Yao god? Xiaofan frowned. Yes, this combination of immortal and demon has never been seen before. The bloodline that was born from absorbing the strengths of the two seeds was naturally extraordinary. Back then, the demon god wanted to place his divine soul in the egg of the cosmic behemoth. In the end, he was ambushed by us and ended in failure. And yet, a monster born from the combination of a demon and an immortal was born. I can imagine that in the future, the world of immortals will face another calamity. This is a disaster. Moreover, my divine will also discovered that the demoness seemed to have done something to the three celestial emperors. However, my divine will is already very weak, so I can't observe too much. Disciple, listen carefully. Your talent is no longer inferior to that vile spawn. Now that you have inherited my teachings, I want you to do a few things. Master, please speak. Even if I die a horrible death, I will fulfill Master's long-cherished wish. To repay Master's kindness. Xiaofan said excitedly. Disciple, listen carefully. First, if that vile spawn appears in the demon realm or the world of immortals, you must find a way to kill him. It is best to eliminate him while he is still young. This fellow has the temperament of a demon and an immortal. Once he grows up, he will be very terrifying. Second, disciple, if you grow up and have enough strength, then you will avenge Master by killing the three celestial emperors and that demoness. However, the three celestial emperors are extremely difficult to deal with. Disciple, if you are not strong enough, then look for the Emperor of Grand Mist. The number one celestial emperor in the world of immortals. Tell the Emperor of Grand Mist the reason for the matter. Disciple, you have inherited Master's teachings. With Master's character, the Emperor of Grand Mist should believe everything you say. Disciple, do your best to fulfill these two tasks. However, if it is difficult, don't force yourself. Self-preservation is the most important thing. After saying that, the divine sense that immortal Emperor Zhu Dao left in the letter became weaker and weaker, as if it was about to dissipate. Kill the flesh and blood of the three celestial emperors and that demoness, that peerless vile spawn. Kill the three celestial emperors. Kill the demoness. Xiaofan said in a heavy tone, then said sternly. Master, disciple swears that I will fulfill Master's long-cherished wish. Kill all the enemies. Ha 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 ha, good disciple. Our relationship as Master and disciple is not in vain. Alright, Master will be going. As soon as he finished speaking, the last of immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's divine sense disappeared completely. Master! Xiaofan roared and shouted. However, at this moment, there was not a trace of memory in the entire secret room. Immortal Emperor Zhu Dao had completely fallen in the end. An inexplicable sadness surged in Xiaofan's heart. It made Xiaofan feel a deep pain. It was as if someone close to him had left him. From then on, they were separated by heaven and earth, never to see each other again. After a long time, Xiaofan finally regained his senses. Then, it was replaced by rage and uncontrollable killing intent. Three great celestial emperors. You had an affair with the demoness, and then joined hands to sneak attack and injure my master. I will not rest until one of you is dead. That vile spawn should be in the demon world now, soon. Xiaofan rolled his eyes and pondered. A combination of demon and immortal. Indeed, if we don't get rid of it as soon as possible, it will lead to disaster. Who is this guy? What is his identity now? With this guy's talent, he can't be a nobody in the demon world. Oh right. Demon Crown Prince. Demon Emperor Tian Yu once said that the origin of the Demon Crown Prince is extremely mysterious, and he is not a veteran great demon emperor. Could it be that the identity of the Demon Crown Prince? Xiaofan's eyes flickered. Then, he gritted his teeth. Forget it. In the battle for the new demon god, that vile spawn will definitely appear. At that time, he will give himself away. After that, Xiaofan's divine soul returned to the secret room in the demon city, and he hastened to comprehend and refine various demon techniques and forbidden techniques. Xiaofan was bound to sweep away everything in the battle for the position of the new demon god. In the immortal world. At the junction of the immortal world and the demon world. The three high-level demonic emperors were exasperated with rage. Damn it! We were fooled by Xiaofan. When the Qinkuan pouch was about to be refined, that bastard Xiaofan disappeared inexplicably. Now, that bastard should be staying in the demon world. If he dares to return to the immortal world, he won't be able to escape the detection of our celestial senses. Humph. This guy is really cunning. He actually took advantage of the situation to hide in the demon world. What should we do? What should we do now? Go directly to the demon world to catch Xiaofan? No. Have you forgotten the agreement with Luoxiang? We can't go to the demon world without permission. Otherwise, that child's identity may be leaked. This matter must not be leaked. Otherwise, our reputation will be ruined, and we will not be tolerated by the heavenly Tao. We can't go to the demon world without permission, absolutely not. That Xiaofan controls the Absolute Saber's treasure. Will the Absolute Saber, tell this secret to Xiaofan? Forget it. Let's wait and see. Let's send a divine thought to Luoxiang, and let her chase after Xiaofan. We must kill Xiaofan. In the depths of time and space. On a floating island that was created by endless celestial force. This island was filled with birdsong and the fragrance of flowers. A large number of spirit beasts, such as immortal cranes, immortal apes, immortal cows, and immortal goats, walked around the island. The sound of auspicious birds could be heard in the sky. Cliffs, clear springs, ancient pines. A small table. A pot of tea. A middle-aged man in coarse clothes. A tall and slender woman. This woman had light golden curls that casually fell on her shoulders. There was a sense of elegance in her laziness, and her eyes were like gemstones. Her skin was like ivory, and her aura was so noble that no one dared to look at her directly. Her entire body was flowing with an extremely ethereal celestial chi, and no one could tell how deep she was. At this moment, the middle-aged man was sitting by the table and drinking tea. And the woman was serving him at the side. It was very strange. This woman's eyes flashed with a longing expression from time to time, as if she was thinking about someone. If Xiaofan was here, he would definitely be so shocked that he could not speak, and he would definitely roar. Xiaofan knew the middle-aged man in coarse clothes and the tall woman. The middle-aged man was the mysterious celestial that Xiaofan met when he came out of the demon metropolis in the mortal world. He was the one who enlightened Xiaofan and told him the story of the demon god and the egg. And the tall woman was actually Xiao Yunrong. The woman that Xiaofan had been thinking about day and night, and had been looking for all this time. The woman who had sacrificed herself to drink the poisoned wine to save Xiaofan, and betrayed her sect. The woman who was deeply in love with Xiaofan. Back then, Xiaofan had been looking for Xiao Yunrong, but to no avail. She was deeply in love with him, but it was as if she had disappeared from the world. However, he had never expected that Xiao Yunrong would actually appear on the floating immortal island that was created by the great celestial power in the depths of the celestial world. She was actually with that mysterious celestial. Moreover, according to the poison that Xiao Yunrong had been poisoned with, she should have died a long time ago. But now, she was actually alive and fragrant, and it was obvious that she had become an celestial. There must be a huge opportunity on Xiao Yunrong. At this moment, Xiao Yunrong suddenly asked, Master, where do you think he is now? Master, you are good at heavenly cycle divination. You must know. To be continued. Chapter 747. Just as Xiaofan had expected, Xiao Yunrong, who couldn't be found in the mortal world, had completely evaporated. She had actually come to the celestial world. She had completely recovered from the poison. She had actually become a celestial. She had actually addressed the mysterious celestial who had enlightened Xiaofan as master. Xiao Yunrong's poison was incurable in the mortal world. However, for an celestial, this little bit of poison could be easily resolved. $23x. At this moment, the mysterious celestial gently put down the teacup. A doting expression could be seen in his calm yet deep eyes as he spoke with a smile. Yunrong, your master's only true disciple. Speaking of it, it's fate. It's predestined. At that time, when I went to the mortal world to search for the traces left behind by the demon god, I was destined to meet you. Based on his words, it was clear that the mysterious celestial favored Xiao Yunrong. After all, Xiao Yunrong was the mysterious celestial's only true disciple. At this moment, an expression of admiration appeared on Xiao Yunrong's beautiful face. Thank you for taking pity on me, master. If you didn't save me in time, I would have died from the poison. This is fate, the mysterious celestial said with a chuckle. After a pause, the mysterious celestial teased. Yunrong, you were willing to commit suicide by consuming poison and betray your sect for him. Many years have passed since then. Your longing for him hasn't lessened at all. Instead, it's deepened. Yunrong, you're really affectionate. Xiao Yunrong smiled and said shyly. Master, please don't tease me, the mysterious celestial said with a smile. Do you want to know about that person's situation? Of course I want to know. Xiao Yunrong blurted out, but immediately felt that she had lost her modesty. She lowered her head and played with the corner of her clothes. She didn't dare to say anything else. She only secretly glanced at the mysterious celestial with eyes filled with anticipation. Ha ha ha. The mysterious celestial laughed loudly. Then, he said seriously, Yunrong, don't worry. Yunrong, don't worry. That man of yours is growing rapidly, and he's already in the celestial world. I didn't do anything to help him. That was because he needed some experience. Don't worry, your man is safe now. Hearing this, Xiao Yunrong's face was full of joy and relief. Soon after, he frowned again. Master, you said that he's inextricably linked to the remnant traces of the demon god. If the demon god isn't destroyed, then his entire life will be destroyed. It's filled with great tribulations and disasters. This is how to resolve this. Master, you're an expert in divination. Seeing through the past and the future, are you able to deduce his future? Hearing this, the mysterious immortal looked into the distance and said slowly after a while. Yunrong. Master's heavenly cycle divination requires a lot of energy to execute. Furthermore, that person of yours, because of the existence of the demon god, his future is no longer something that I can see through. Master, you mean, in the future, the odds are against him? Xiao Yunrong said in a trembling voice. Then, she gritted her teeth. Master, please let Yunrong go find him. If he's in danger, Yunrong is willing to help him. Yunrong, you don't have to do this. The mysterious celestial waved his hand. His calm eyes suddenly shone with a profound light of wisdom. Yunrong, there are no absolutes in this world. The demon god is too powerful. This time, it's parasitized the egg of the cosmic behemoth and has already grown strong. Moreover, with him as its body, it seems that his life and future are completely controlled by the demon god. But there's always a chance, a glimmer of hope. Yunrong, this is not the best time for you to meet him. However, I can tell you that perhaps you'll become the key to his victory over the demon god. There's always been a shadow in his heart, a gap, that is, he couldn't find you back then. Your kindness and love for him are deeply rooted, and you're a hidden demon in his heart. As long as he doesn't know whether you're alive or dead, the demon in his heart will always exist. When you appear, the demon in his heart will disappear, and his heart will truly be perfect. Similarly, the demon god is residing in his heart, and his heart needs to be perfect to completely refine the egg of the cosmic behemoth. The key to success or failure may fall on you, Yunrong. The Monster Realm. The Monster God Temple. The most sacred area of the Monster Realm. If the Monster God River was a forbidden place, then the Monster God Temple was a sacred place. The Monster God Temple used to be the lord of the Monster Clan, the great demon god's palace complex. Ever since the demon god was sealed by the group of immortals, the Immortal Realm had launched several large-scale cleanup wars against the demon realm. Although they did not completely exterminate the demon clan, they had dealt a serious blow to the leaderless demon clan. Today's Monster God Temple. It was extremely cold and desolate. Only the demon god's most beloved concubine lived in the Monster God Temple. Luo Xiang. There were also some monster maids who served Luo Xiang. There was an ancient barren hill next to the Monster God Temple. Many powerful monster beasts roamed on the hill, howling and swallowing the moon. At this time, in a pavilion on the peak of the hill, a woman with an incredibly beautiful figure, fair and smooth skin, and devilishly beautiful features stood at the peak of the mountain. A devilish wind blew past, and her purple dress gave off a dreamy sound, making her seem like she was riding the wind and drifting away. Of course, this elegance was filled with the smell of monster. Luo Xiang. This woman was the demon god's most beloved concubine. She also had an affair with 3 high-rank immortal emperors, giving birth to a monster that was neither immortal nor monster. It was also this woman who joined forces with the 3 high-rank immortal emperors to destroy immortal Emperor Zhu Dao's life force. Luo Xiang's lips curled up into a faint smile. Xiaofan. An immortal has actually snuck into the demon realm. Interesting. Those 3 fellows said that Xiaofan entered the immortal realm as a mortal, stirred up a storm in the immortal realm, and finally became an immortal emperor. Then, he single-handedly changed the structure of the immortal realm. Those 3 fellows are really useless. Just like before, they were easily bewitched by my fragrance. To be able to raise my child with the help of those 3 high-rank immortal emperors, he has the aptitude of a noble among demons and an immortal. This is a rare miracle. Compared to my child, Xiaofan is like a candle flame competing with the sun and moon. At this moment, whoosh, a bewitching young man in purple clothes appeared beside Luo Xiang with a gust of demonic wind. The eyes of the bewitching young man were filled with a demonic smile, as if he was the only one in the world. The young man was the rising ruler of the realm of monsters in recent years, the Crown Prince. He was also the strongest candidate to become the new god of monsters. Mother, there's a sudden phenomenon in the realm of monsters. The Monster God River has dried up, the Crown Prince smiled eerily. Does this indicate that I'm about to take over? I'm sure you know about the Monster God River drying up, Mother. Luo Xiang looked at the Crown Prince gently. It's indeed a phenomenon, but you're talented enough to defeat the monster emperors and the lords of the realm of immortals. There shouldn't be any problems. Yes, Mother, they're too weak compared to me. The Crown Prince cackled. It's too easy to kill them and everything that stands in my way. I'm not interested. Child, you mustn't be careless. Luo Xiang flicked her nails. Indeed, you're going to become the new god of monsters and conquer the realm of monsters soon. And sweep through the realm of immortals. Yes, Mother, I understand. The Crown Prince's eyes were filled with excitement. But mother, it's very easy to conquer the realm of monsters, but it'll take some time to completely conquer the realm of immortals. Ha ha ha! Luo Xiang suddenly let out a sinister smile. She was extremely proud of herself. Child, it'll be very easy for you to conquer the realm of immortals. When the time comes, someone will help you, ha ha ha. Oh? Mother, who will help me? The Crown Prince frowned. Will it be those monster emperors? But they're too weak. All right, child, don't ask too much about these things. You'll know when the time comes. Luo Xiang waved her hand. The Crown Prince continued to ask. Mother, you haven't told me who my father is. I'm the flesh and blood of the god of monsters. But legend has it that the god of monsters didn't leave any descendants. Alright, don't ask too much. Luo Xiang's beautiful face straightened up. I'll tell you, but not now. Alright, mother. The Crown Prince said unwillingly. There was silence between the mother and son for dozens of breaths. Child, go and prepare for the battle for the position of the new god of monsters. You need to deal with those monster emperors seriously. Don't fail miserably. Luo Xiang looked at the Crown Prince. Also, recently, a human sneaked into the demon realm. He's a low-level immortal emperor. You can investigate him. Catch that human. Yes, I understand. The Sky Feather Demon Emperor's Monster City. In a secret chamber of the mansion. Xiaofan had been meditating in this secret chamber for nearly a month. The demonic power emitted from the palm of the left-arm demon emperor was getting purer, stronger, and more demonic. During this period of seclusion, Xiaofan had perfectly integrated all kinds of demon emperor crystals, secret techniques, and forbidden techniques that were embedded in the palm of the left-arm demon emperor. The power of each demonic technique had reached the transcendent state. Now, the attacking power of my demonic technique has completely surpassed the immortal force and the 100 Lives Saber Dao. Only if I can comprehend the last move that Master left behind, the 100 lives return to 1, can I fight against my demonic technique. Xiaofan stood up. His eyes were filled with powerful strength and battle intent. Xiaofan felt that he could pluck the stars and the moon, and shatter the sky with a punch. Speaking of which, the battle for the position of the new god of monsters is about to begin. When the time comes, will I be able to find the 3 vile spawns left behind by the high-level immortal emperors in the realm of monsters? Xiaofan's lips curled into a cold smile. To be continued. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.